The owl of the night. What groovy music he makes. It's Enshohma's night owl, Disco, please see a song. Chicken dinner. Jack Oxen. Chicken dinner. Oh, this is insane. Okay. That's weird. Okay.
I'm so sleepy I can't seem to keep awake.
And now it's time for night owling with that fuzzy-faced friendly giant. Enshohma.
Oh! Yeah!
Hello everybody, how you doing? Long time no see. We were kind of off for a month, and we actually have some guests this time, so it's not sad Raph all by himself in this sad little land. Tonight we got Mark and Hawanja, as well as James, EarthBaragon, with us tonight. Let me make sure our background cricket noises are going well. And tonight's episode, I decided to go with the title, Jurassic World, Beginning of the End. I'm not going to explain it any further. You people find out later. Wink, wink, wink. So, now usually I play guest music, but my guests are already here and waiting, so I'm going to just bring them in. First, we have good old James, aka EarthBaragon. So, oh, yeah, I got to unmute that. How you doing? Hey, okay, and coming back to our show, we have Mr. Hawanja. So, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, and don't worry, nobody can see you at the moment, so we're good there.
I guess I should turn the... Okay.
Okay, and let me see if I... Oh, wait, no, that's not working. Okay, hold on, we got some technical nonsense going on here, kids.
Totally professional. Not like we
Yes.
have done this a bunch of times.
Okay, yeah, whatever. You know what you were getting into when you came onto this show. Okay, so hey everybody. So let's see who's in the chat right now. We got Mystery Science Theater versus Gamma round 2. He says, "Don't be sure to mention the archive page." I will do that off the top of the head show. We got JF. He says, "Hey, giddy up!" Basically, Zyza draws here. He says, "Yo, how are we all doing tonight?" Yes, how are we all doing tonight? EarthBaragon, how are you holding up?
Sleepy.
Sleepy. So am I. How about you, Mark?
Not too bad. Just
Okay.
ate way too much Indian food, but
Oh.
besides that, I'm good.
Okay, excellent. Here's a question right off the bat for you, Mark. Indian food. All the Indian food places near me are way too damn expensive. Like almost $14 for a small entree.
That's just kind of how it is now.
I know, but this was like...
Thanks to the economy.
Yeah, but it was like... Yeah, but I'm not going to blame Russia like every other American, because
normal.
this was the expensive Indian food was going on well before the economy was going crazy. So yeah, the question again is, why is it so expensive?
I don't have an answer for that. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
It's worth it.
right, and oh yeah, Mystery Science Theater versus Gamma round 2. He says, "My name is Brayton." There you go, Brayton. Okay, now you show your snark. Brayton might join us later tonight, even for a little while, just to make fun of us. And Doomzilla says, Buenas noches, a todos.
It's not making fun of us. It's making fun of you.
Okay.
Your accent is spot on there, Raph.
Really? I don't speak a word of English. I grew up in the 80s. I don't speak a word of Spanish. I grew up in the 80s when Ronald Reagan says we didn't need Spanish. And now look at us where we're at now. So, by the way, I just want to... Okay, we're not going to get all political on tonight's show because, this is kind of a fun, silly show. Although maybe in the future we'll do something like that. And mostly because from my experience, Google, ruins your channels and exposure immensely. But I'm just going to say this off the top of my head, and this is just a funny little thing I've noticed. For the last 5 years, with the rise of white supremacy and all that horrifying fascism here in America, it's amazing how many of these guys are big fans of Hispanic food, isn't it?
Or the white version of Hispanic food.
Yeah.
Like me.
Yeah, it's like there's a couple of Hispanic restaurants nearby that are meh at best, but it's like you'll see lines of single white males almost there every night, and especially on the weekend. But yeah, it's just so ridiculous. Like, you hear the news stories like they were about to admit their crimes against the Capitol, but first, Taco Tuesday.
White supremacy has never cared so much when, like, the black people and Latinos were in the kitchen making food for them, or on a stage performing for them, or something of that ilk. Yeah, they're totally cool when it comes to that. So
yeah, that's so. Is that the real reason we're still stuck with Del Taco and Taco Bell? So okay, sorry everybody. I think we got off on a dark note here. Let's get off the topic.
So I actually did go to Taco Bell the other day because, I actually was at Monsterpalooza, and when it ended on Friday, it's like 11:30 and there's nothing open.
Right.
And the only thing that was open was Taco Bell, and I was like super hungry, so I actually went there for like the first time in like 8 years.
Yeah, thank goodness for late night
and
drive-thru.
They don't have the 7-layer burrito anymore, man. What kind of crap is that?
Oh.
Or the double chalupa. My sadness.
Yeah.
Or the what was the one? There was like some beef, and cheese burrito thing that was like totally disgusting, and I ate all the time, even though it was nasty. I still ate it, and they didn't have that anymore. And I was like, looking, and there was another one they used to have that had like tater tots in it, like some kind of weird tater tot burrito. Which is gone now, which sucked because it was like the only thing I liked that they had.
I remember the tater tot burrito. That was actually pretty delicious for what it was.
First off, that's like the most bastardized kind of thing ever.
Yeah, it's like,
it's like, let's take a burrito, let's take ethnic food and put tater tots in it. I don't think you can get more cultural appropriation than that. I mean, that's so.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's like taking French fries and adding them into the burger. It's like you're not supposed to do that, but certain people do.
Fries on a burger.
Peanut butter
that's actually pretty good.
Peanut butter is one of the options you can get at like Five Guys and fries.
Yeah.
I don't know why anybody would ever. Yeah, I don't know why anybody would put peanut butter in a hamburger. I'm tempted,
disgusting.
but I just don't want the amount of money you spend on that Five Guys burger. I was like, I don't want to fuck this up.
Right.
There are certain things I don't need to try to know that it's nasty, like peanut butter on a hamburger, dude. That's so.
Oh my god! It worked out for the king, though.
That's like putting Nutella on I don't even want to think about that. I just ate. You guys are gonna make me throw up.
I want peanut butter on my toasted banana. Yeah.
Now that actually sounds kind of awesome. Yeah, that's what Elvis used to eat, right? The peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
Yes, allegedly.
That sounds pretty good. It also sounds sort of like a heart attack at 47. But,
Dying on the can.
Oh,
I mean, kind of a wonder,
Yeah, I just got okay. Another dark thing incoming. Brace yourself, everybody. Isn't it wonderful when you're growing up as a little kid, parents don't want to tell you the dark truth about how the king of rock and roll died. So they said, oh, don't worry, he died on an airplane. He was the fourth person with the Big Bopper and Buddy Holly and all of that.
Actually, I thought he was alive when I was a kid.
Really? Well, you're
you
way
know.
yeah, you're way older than me, so you might have been alive just before
Not
he
that
kicked the
old, but-
bucket. So.
No. He died when I was like 2, I think. When did he die again? 79?
Hold on.
Actually, you know what? Let me look that up. Yeah.
Yes, please do. Now, I'm going to read some comments here quickly. Goji Shay, hey Goji Shay, he says, I think it's been a long time since Raf's last stream. He forgot your YouTube name, Brayton. And then, yeah, Doomzilla agrees way too dark, and he also says, work on your Spanish, Raf. Never. So, El Stupido, El Grande, damn it, El Gasano Gigante. I'm so sorry. Now it's just getting questionable. All right. Let's see what other comments we have. Agoji says, I guess you could say, where's the beef, huh, Mark? Laugh out loud.
Waka waka waka.
Yeah. Hey!
No, so Elvis died in 1977 in August, so I was like 1 year old when that happened.
Okay, so I was kind of right. You were born at the tail end of Elvis's life. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Do you believe? Have you seen the thrilling? Actually, if Brayton comes in later, we'll talk about the mysterious Elvis sightings of the 1980s, since he has some magnificent proof he saw on television once. Okay, and
they actually used to put like there would be like specials on TV, like kind of like In Search Of with Leonard Nimoy, like those kinds of shows. Those kinds of shows where they would be like, is Elvis really alive? Here's the new tantalizing evidence. And then there would be like no evidence. Right? Like, they're just like cut to like somebody at a gas station. Like, I swear to God, I saw him that one time. He had on a monkey suit, like whatever.
Yeah, the aliens took him back to a whole planet.
Like, there was a guy running around with no pants on, jumping up and down, jumped in here and stole my bicycle. I swear to God, it was Elvis. Like that kind of thing. Like that was you would actually see shit like on like the networks that would play crap like that. Anyway.
Okay, and Zaizaw draws. He confirms peanut butter on bananas are actually pretty good. So, and and then Goji Shish says, you guys think that sandwich combination is weird? Try my dad's peanut butter and dill pickle sandwiches. Ugh. Oh. It's like,
no, thank you.
Yeah, I like pickles on their own, but yeah, no, don't mix it with, although weirdly enough, why does peanut butter and celery work so well together? Isn't that strange?
Well, it's because celery is just, flavor. Yeah, celery is like negative calories, like, you actually burn calories when you eat celery.
So it's the equivalent of putting sugar on cornflakes, then.
It's like a cucumber. It has no taste. It just tastes like water.
Apparently that's true, though. Apparently you do burn more calories when you digest celery than from the celery itself, which kind of makes me think, like, can I just eat, like, 17 pounds of celery and then lose 17 pounds? Like,
right.
Like, can I just do that? Like, the new, like, super, like, celery Atkins diet, like, will that actually work? I don't know.
Let's try it, Mark. So, yeah, I might have to go on a diet soon, because every time I'm looking at myself in the mirror these days, I'm starting to look more and more like fat Rasputin. So,
yeah, I've gained weight myself since I moved here.
Yeah, so
can't blame COVID no more.
I've gained like 5 pounds in the last. You know why? Because there's all these boba places around here, so we've been getting like boba every single day, and it's like, yeah, I can't be drinking that stuff every day now. I have to like cut it to every other day.
Okay.
Anyway.
Now, before we go on any further, I do have some announcements to make, ladies and gentlemen. The friend of the channel, Brayton Connor, aka the creator and host of Mystery Science Theater vs. Gamma Round 2, that wonderful fan series, he actually took many of our past audio commentaries and has created an archive page on the Internet Archive. So you can actually watch our comical commentaries from past live streams combined with the movies themselves proper. So let me post that in the chat section, and you guys, I shared it in the private chat with you guys.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so, and I will go over what movies are there for a moment, but hold on, I am terrible at multitasking, and I've been up since 6 a.m., so, which is always a terrible idea, so... Okay, there you guys are in the chat. There is the Enshohma movie archive. And it's not just stuff I've done on my channel. It's also other commentaries done elsewhere, roughly connecting. What we got here is we have the commentaries from Mighty Joe Young, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, The Grinch Stole Christmas in a double feature with Halloween is Grinch Night, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, my standalone commentary for Godzilla vs. Hedorah, which I was honestly surprised Brayton even made. Mad Monster Party, the Japanese version of King Kong vs. Godzilla that has you on it, Mark.
What? I'm on that?
Yes, we did a live watch of King Kong vs. Godzilla, and you were a part of it, Mark.
I was?
Yes.
When was this?
I think
totally don't remember this.
Last year.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, roughly before Godzilla vs. Kong came in theaters. All right, we have our somewhat ill-advised Monster Squad commentary, the Week of Kong with Kaiju Noir, Brayton, and several other friends, as well as my live watch for the original King Kong, the live watch for The Hobbit, and the Time Mule episode where they watch and talk over Turkish Star Wars. So yeah, check that in the link right now in the chat section, ladies and gentlemen, and enjoy the movie watching. You can watch these things on the archive itself. The files are pretty big, so they might be a little hard to download. But if you guys want smaller versions of these files, I'm kind of working on that on my end. But yeah, everyone enjoy these. These are definitely wonderful gifts from Brayton he's revealed in the last couple of days. So
right on.
Yes.
Thank you, Brayton.
Yes, thank you very much, Brayton. And speaking of live watches, this is another announcement I have to make. Oh, wait a minute. Where are you? Oh, yeah, I don't have it. Darn. Okay. Stupid me. Okay, I had all these images ready, and then nothing. Okay, hold on. Where are you? Oh, darn. Okay, hold on.
Hopefully one of the movies you talk about tonight is the Monsters trailer that just got put up.
I
still don't know what to think of that.
Yeah, no, I definitely have opinions on Rob Zombie's Monsters movie. So, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just make this just one more announcement. Okay, so on June 26th, we are doing a live watch of the Doctor Who special, The Five Doctors, which celebrated the 20th anniversary of the series. And it's going to be me and Laura Fitkin. We don't know what other guests are going to be showing up. But yeah, that's going to be happening towards the end of the month. And I'm going to try to do something where, in addition to us watching it on YouTube, we're also going to try to do a live stream at the same time on Twitch, so you can actually watch the movie alongside with us, as well as our commentary. But we're going to see how that works out. And we'll be announcing guests, but that's later this month. And also, what else is there? Oh, that's pretty much it. But yeah, let's... Yeah, so, the Monsters trailer. Did you get a chance to see... Well, it's a teaser, really, but who got a chance to see it?
The Monsters, right? Yeah, I saw it.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
it was...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just got to say a shout-out to Matt Burkett of Monstrosities. He's in the chat. Yes, Matt, if you want to join... just to let you know, that's coming up in the future. And also, I got some other videos I'm working on currently. Unfortunately, let's talk about the Monsters, and I'll make some more announcements while I get some images ready. But yeah, go on and talk about it.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it seems really out of character for Rob Zombie, right? I mean, there wasn't one, psychopathic hillbilly in the whole thing. So, no, it could be interesting, I mean... The truth is, it's always been one of those shows that I've liked on the surface, but never really liked watching because it was just really corny.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the Addams Family. I like the Addams Family movies, but the TV show is just so old-fashioned that I can't. It's not that it's not funny to me; is that it's actually it gives me a headache because it's so corny. You know what I mean? I can't enjoy. I just don't enjoy it. I'm sorry. I mean, I really like the movies. I like the characters and all that stuff and merchandise and shit like that. And the same with the Munsters. You know, it's like I used to watch it when I was like a really small child,
Right.
but even then I thought it was really corny. And then now when you try watching it today, it's just kind of like whatever. It's really dated. You know what I mean? I guess that's the way to put it. So I don't know. I mean, it could be good. I'm just wondering, is he going to turn it into like a horror movie, or is he going to go straight like comedy kind of thing? Like,
Well, the film
I don't
is
know.
the film is PG. And EarthBaragon,
Okay.
do you want to share your thoughts on the teaser before I go into detail? Because I actually do have some major thoughts about this upcoming film.
I mean, I appreciate the recreating the show's intro and everything.
Yeah.
I think everybody kind of looks spot on. Interesting look for Grandpa, but I mean, I could take it. I do notice that he has a more of a Transylvania accent than like the New York and Brooklyn accent that the original actor had for some strange reason in the original series. But I mean, I just don't see how this can be in a theater. I just don't like. If you would say like this is going to be on like Paramount Plus, Netflix,
Right.
whatever, or like Amazon Prime, you know, like when they did
Like
that
Hulu or something like that. Yeah.
when they did the that Nicole Kidman Lucy pseudo documentary, pseudo movie, which was really fucking good, by the way. But that was supposed to be in a theater, and I just don't see how people would see that in a theater. The same thing with this. I don't see how you can get enough foot traffic to warrant this being in a theater, honestly.
Yeah, well, one thing about this film, it is being done on the cheap, so I think they can actually take a lot of chances actually making this and release to the theaters. Granted, though, I do fully agree this looks more like something you'd find on like, coming to Peacock this Halloween.
Yeah, it looks like a Hulu original.
Yeah.
I mean, if Prey gets put on freaking Hulu, Jesus Christ.
So
that actually looks pretty good. But anyway.
Yeah, that does.
But by the way, Matt Burkett, in the future, I'd definitely like to bring you on to one of these things. So, but I guess it's a little too late on your end to do so. But with that said, I believe it or not, and you guys are probably going to chastise me for this. I know Brayton is probably going to do so in the chat. I'm actually rooting for this movie, and here's the thing.
Oh, I'm not dogging it. I want it to succeed.
Yeah,
totally.
I want to see it succeed too. But the thing is, I kind of know, like, I have barely seen any of Rob Zombie's movies, but I'm well aware of his music and a lot of interviews and other things he's done. And, you know, there's two Rob Zombies. There's Grindhouse Rob Zombie, teenager Rob Zombie, who grew up watching Grindhouse horror movies, and that shows up in a lot of his past films work. And then there's Monster Kids Rob Zombie, because there's a lot of his work, even his music, is heavily inspired by that kind of kitschy 1960s Frankenstein meets the werewolf type monster movie enthusiasm. And
I mean, his band was White Zombie, so I mean.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like the song Dragula is based on the monster's car, for crying out loud.
I mean, isn't White Zombie like the name of like an old movie?
Yes,
it's a Boris Karloff. Bela Lugosi.
Bela Lugosi movie.
Yeah. One interesting thing about White Zombie, it was a lost movie for the longest time until it was rediscovered in the 50s, and then everyone realized, it's not a very good movie. And it is a Bela Lugosi movie where he plays this mad hypnotist who runs an island of zombies who do his bidding. So, and these are like the old school voodoo zombies, so the kind of boring. But no, Rob Zombie is definitely a big fan of all the kind of like old school monster stuff, and even though his films have been more of the horror-based Grindhouse stuff, although his last major movie, the Salem movie, I forgot what it was called.
Didn't see it.
Yeah, it was heavily inspired by like artistic Italian horror movies, and everyone said it was surprisingly good for Rob Zombie films. And
he always has like a lot of thought into his movies. Like, take them for what they were, the Halloween movies. I mean, I could take them or leave them, whatever. I think they were kind of unneeded, but like at least he went out of his way to do something different and like try to couple teenage or young kids violence against animals, how that is like an early sign for sociopathy, and they showed that. I mean, yes, he's a vegan. It
Mm-hmm.
was clearly it was clearly a vehicle in order to get veganism over. Whatever. I'm fine with that. It's still a valid point where, if you do harm to animals like that, then you're most likely to grow up to be a sociopath, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But I
that's a
mean,
big
at
sign.
least
Yeah.
he has thought put into his movies. I know a lot of people just kind of look at his movies and they're like, "Oh, it's just blood and gore, and it's so a downer and grindy." And no, there's a lot of thought put behind everything. It's not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So
I really liked Devil's Rejects. Like I think that's his best film in my opinion.
Amazingly, Devil's Reject. I think it actually got 2 thumbs up from Siskel and Ebert. So
Really.
they actually
Yeah,
they
because
actually enjoyed the kind of dark humor in the otherwise terrifying film.
like House of a Thousand Corpses is like a little more campy, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And it's a good movie. It's essentially a remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Right.
basically. But Devil's Rejects kind of takes that and puts it on its head.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end, it's like the psycho killers are the actual people who are like the victims, even
Mm-hmm.
though they're not supposed to be heroes. They're straight up like murdering people and skinning their faces off and shit like that. But then it sort of inverts the horror movie trope, and by the end, like they're the ones running for their lives, and you you do start kind of rooting for them. You're like, oh shit, I hope they get away.
oh wow,
Even though
after
they were like straight up like they're straight up evil. Don't get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong, they're completely evil, but it's sort of like they kind of get a taste of their own medicine, kind of almost.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a pretty good one. Yeah, the Halloween movies were all right. Like the first one was better, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and then the second one just had like all this
Hobo
weird
Jason
stuff
is
with
just not a Jason I
yeah,
want.
yeah. He's just got like the second one has all this weird image, like daydreaming kind of vision stuff that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
really add to the movie. It's like, who cares? Like the thing that makes like Michael Myers like scary is that it's a complete mystery. You don't know why he does, like why does he kill people? You don't know. He's
Mm-hmm.
just crazy, right? And the Halloween movies where they try to explain it all suck. like like I don't know if you've ever seen Halloween 4. It's a piece of shit. It is. It's a
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
and then Halloween 5 is so bad they made it twice.
no, that's
And
that's
you know,
6.
oh, is that 6? Oh, well, you get what I'm
5 is
saying.
the
Like,
4 is the good one where the girl ends up being the killer at the end, and then 5 is the one that is just really boring. 6 is the one that had all that reshoots and everything, and unfortunately,
yeah, is that the
what's his
one where
name?
they
Loomis
try to like
died.
say it was like a cult or some shit
Yeah,
that was making
that's the
yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need that That's the thing. We don't need that explanation, right? Like, it kind of the point of Michael Myers being scary is that you have no idea why. He's just some dude that and that kind of makes it so that it could be anybody. Like, it could just be your next door neighbor just flips out one day, goes nuts and starts murdering people, and it's like, well, why? Who cares why? He's doing it. That's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you try to like explain it and that's what he did. Like he tried to basically humanize Michael Myers, and at that point he doesn't become scary anymore. He becomes sympathetic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a sympathetic horror movie protagonist is not scary. That's just what it is, and that's what happens at the end of Halloween 2. It's like he's no longer scary. He turns into an anti-hero, and then you feel bad when they blow him away at the end, and it's like, what? Like, so that was one. Like, I don't know if you've seen the most recent 2 Halloween movies, like Halloween and Halloween Kills.
Mm-hmm.
I think those pull it off a lot better because they don't try to, Michael Myers is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The end, and anyone who tries to figure it out gets like a fucking kitchen knife to the face. Right, and he just remains crazy, and you know so I think that makes it just a lot better, you know what I mean? And like it makes that character, like, I mean, I'm not saying that you can't have a serial killer like slasher villain that has like a backstory and a personality and all that. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for this particular character that I think it's better if you don't try to explain it. Just he's just nuts, run away. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. After everything you guys mentioned, I think Rob Zombie's Monster Kid got into his grindhouse teenager phase, because now that you mention it, all his like movies that are heavily inspired by like the 70s and 80s grindhouse horror films, the fact that they have sympathetic anti-protagonists, so to speak, I think that was him trying to put in. It's like, oh yeah, I sympathize with the monsters, and although that works somewhat well with certain creatures. Evil murderers, on the other hand, that's a little bit of a stretch. Even Jason Voorhees, who is a very popular character and has an interesting backstory, it's kind of hard to sympathize with him when he's just a juggernaut of murdering. So, but with that said, though, Rob Zombie has... this was something I wanted to mention earlier. Rob Zombie has stated that The Monsters is one of his all-time favorite television shows.
Monsters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Monsters with a U.
Yes, Munsters. So
it's like, it's like Munster cheese,
Yeah, or Munchausen.
Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he really is going to be putting a lot of love into this, and it is a PG rated movie. It is going to be family friendly, and the thing
I'm
is,
sure.
Yeah, the thing is though, there was another horror movie director who was famous for his extremely gory R-rated horror movies, who, when he did a family movie, I think he succeeded extremely well. Eli Roth, he went on and did a family-friendly Halloween movie called A House with a Clock in Its Wall. And I actually...
he did that?
Yes, and I actually enjoyed that film quite a bit. I know a lot of other people hate it because, it's not enough like Harry Potter. That's right, folks, I'm back. I hate Harry Potter. But Harry Potty, more like it. Sorry, that was a low blow. But no, I actually enjoyed that movie immensely, and I think Rob Zombie might bring not exactly the same energy as A House with a Clock in Its Wall, because even though that was a family-friendly adventure fantasy film, it didn't shy away from some of the darker elements into it, like such as a resurrected ex-Nazi who's under the command of an evil demon. It's like, holy shit.
all the best kids movies are slightly creepy, Nightmare Before Christmas. You got, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's pretty freaking creepy when you think about it. Plus, you had that whole scene with the chicken getting its head cut off. Gremlins is a family-friendly thing. It's pretty creepy.
See, you could be a fan of something, and this is what I'm saying. Like, I want the movie to do good and everything, but like, I think it is just too dated of a product that you can. Like, he could put all the fan service he wants in it, and, it could just, the actors could be spot on, but it could just be exactly like something like the Three Stooges movie. Those three actors, they emulated them perfectly. The problem is,
everything
I still wanted the original guys.
Yeah.
Like, they could do a perfect job emulating it, and it's just, unless... And I don't think he has it in his repertoire to do it. Unless you do something that's like so out of left field, like what they did with the Addams Family's movies. That was so different.
How's he gonna like differentiate this one from the Addams Family movie? That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know. Hell, you have a Wednesday Addams TV show going to Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's being produced and directed by Tim Burton, so it's his first streaming show.
So that's gonna have like a lot of visual cues to it.
It'll probably be pretty similar to that, I would imagine. Like, this, because how do you make something funny that's using this kind of source material, right? You use double entendres, so that's probably what's gonna be like the same thing that the Addams Family did. Like, basically, there's a million double entendres in that, and like cynicism.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what makes it funny. So
but that
I'm
doesn't
wondering...
fit with characters like Herman, though. He's such a goody little two shoes, and the wife is the ever loving supportive wife. She wasn't like she wasn't Vivian DiCarlo, where she wasn't like that character, Morticia, sorry. where she was
So-
just overly sexy.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
the only thing you're gonna get by with is having Grandpa kind of act like Christopher Lloyd did with his Fester character, you know?
Yeah.
So how would you, like, let's say they gave you the movie, how would you adapt it, like, today? You know what I mean? Like,
I
say,
have no
okay,
idea.
so they said, okay, you've got to make it. All right, let's say that you could do anything you wanted. It didn't have to be PG-13 rated. You could make an R-rated movie if you wanted to. Like, how would you adapt that, the monsters?
I have not a clue. The only way I can think of
I
doing
think I'd
it,
turn it into a real horror movie. Like, no,
the
you
only
know what
way
I
I
would do?
can think of doing it is like having it still set in like the 50s. It don't make it a modern day fish out of water. Oh, Herman Munster's interacting with an iPhone. Oh, for God's sake. Don't do something like that.
What's this? Oh my God, Grandpa!
That's what I'm afraid of. It's just all these properties that are that
Yeah.
old.
I
get
like this
put
TikTok
into-
thing very much.
They did it with the Three Stooges, you know, with
Yeah.
stuff like that. Everything they're like old. They're like, hey, what happens if we put these old characters interacting with modern day things? Jinkies. It didn't work for Beastmaster 2. Yeah.
Oh God,
God.
that was
That's
a piece of
That's
work.
what I'm afraid of, and I don't think he would do that. But I just
No, I don't
can't
think he's
imagine
gonna
it.
do that. But
Mm-hmm.
No,
You know,
I'm sure
I-
a producer though was trying to get him to do it.
you know what I would do if I was in charge of this? I would make it an actual horror movie. I would make it like, I'd make it exactly what you think it's gonna be, all the way up until the third act, and then I'd make the monsters like, so it'd be like just like the Addams Family. They're fish out of
Oh,
water.
I'd be like
blah, 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 they
Transylvania
move to a town.
65000.
Yeah, they move to a town
I
and blah
saw
blah
that
blah and all this
recently.
stuff. And
Go on.
then like, the town prudes want to like kick them out or whatever, and they're burning crosses on their lawn, shit like that. And then like Act 3, they would just go nuts and just murder everybody, like pulling off heads, biting people to death, like shoving them inside of wood chippers, and like that's what I would be doing for the last like 20 minutes of the movie. And it's like, fuck you, like, it would just be like Herman Munster punching people's heads off and like stomping them in the nuts. It'd be awesome. And the thing is, I would market it as completely 100% family friendly. Like, I'd put it on like the Disney Channel and be like, this fall the Munsters are coming to your town, and it would have like the stupid pie in the face joke, and then maybe like, Herman Munster stepping on a rake and having it hit him in the nuts, stuff like that, so everybody could chuckle, ha ha ha, and no clue whatsoever that it turns into a complete disgusting murder spree for the last 20 minutes. And it would be bad. Like, I would make it like, not just like, oh wow, he killed somebody. I would make it like fucking running them over with steamrollers and shit, like, and then like picking and like shooting people in the face with shotguns, and then like grinding their. Seriously, we should write this. We should write this and make it a fan film.
You have a much stronger tolerance for bad taste than I do, but at the same time, it's such an insanely stupid idea. It's brilliant.
Dude, it'd be awesome. It would be the best movie ever.
Uh-huh.
Oh wow.
And
I
I would
didn't know
just
the
like,
actor that was doing Grandpa.
I would
Oh,
put a
crap.
complete blackout, media blackout for like no reviews allowed, right? Because I would want people to be surprised, and I would want people to bring their kids to it, and then like threaten lawsuits and shit. Like, what? Didn't you see it was an R-rated movie? Why'd you bring a 12-year-old to it? Like, right? Like, hey, it's not my fault. That's how they marketed it. They
You
put it on a
made the
double bill
damn
with
thing.
Hampuro. They put it on the double bill with fucking like, the Minions movie or some shit. Right? Oh man. Somebody give me $1 million to make this movie. I'll do it. I could do it for half of that.
All right. One last thing I want to mention about the Munsters movie. Well, actually, two things, because now that you mention it, I think the movie's biggest the biggest thing going against it is it might be a little too sincere, and I think it might be a little too much for audiences. Like it, but then again, we might get Rob Zombie actually ends up taking a page from your book, Mark, and then Yeah, third act, Grandpa Monster goes on a murder spree. So
Just goes
I
nuts.
I just can't
Chainsawing
see in
people
this
to
day and
pieces.
age with the economy the way it is, gas prices and all that stuff.
Mhm.
People are going to be very more selective what they go in this theater for. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
I
they want
agree.
to go back from COVID and everything,
Mhm.
but crap, if I spend as much money on gas just to get there, just to get a ticket that costs me the same amount of money, it's not worth it to me.
Dude,
Yeah.
gas is where do you live, EarthBaragon? Like what state?
Arkansas.
Dude, gas here. I live in California. I actually live
Oh,
in
I
Nebraska.
don't see how you
It's
guys function. I don't see how
it's
you don't
fucking
get like little
6 bucks.
mopeds.
Mhm.
It's $6 a gallon, dude. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you know how I function. I don't drive because I actually work from home. So, and my wife has an electric car, so she doesn't have to buy gas.
Mhm.
so, so to be honest, for me personally, even though it's super high, I'm
Mhm.
still not spending a ton of money on gas. I mean, I literally drive like to the grocery store and back, and that's it. So I can only imagine someone who like does like deliveries or something for a living.
Oh
They
my
must be
goodness.
like seriously hurting. Like if you're like
Especially
an Uber
yeah,
driver or
especially if
something like
they're a
that.
part of a small company too.
If you drive an Uber, if you like deliver food,
Mm.
that kind of thing, you must be seriously fucking hurting right now. But like, I mean, I'm actually I'm probably the next car I buy is probably going to be an electric car because screw this.
Yeah.
Like screw the gas companies. Like, and the thing is, not everybody can not only afford those, but not everybody can use them
Mhm.
because if you do a lot of driving, they're not for you, right?
Mhm.
They're only really worth it if you drive locally, like within a
yeah.
certain range.
Mhm.
Even though they do have electric cars that have like 300 plus mile ranges now. Like it's funny because like the larger the car is, the more range it gets, which is sort of counterintuitive. Like you would think smaller car would go farther, right?
Mhm.
But no, it's because they have more room to put batteries in it. So if you actually get like an electric SUV or something, there's actual more battery space, and then they have like electric SUVs that have ranges that are 300 or even more miles.
Mhm.
But it's still not good enough. Like, I would want to have the ability to drive all day if I needed to.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I don't have
And
40 grand to drop on a car.
yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too. Most people, if you can't afford a new car to begin with, then you're kind of screwed, right?
Like
Yeah.
my
But
friend's she's had a lot of medical stuff. So
mm,
like her appointments for her surgery, it was an hour and a half away. So I was like, let me drive you. That's a long trip. It's in a deep in the heart of a city. You're not
mm,
gonna feel like driving because you could barely even walk. And it
yeah,
cost me $30 to get her to and from there.
mm.
$30 in gas just to get her to her surgery that day. Ridiculous.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's like, I think it'll go down a little bit, but it's probably going to hang out around this price like forever now. That's something we got to keep in mind, right?
Mhm.
Because I mean,
Oh, it's just like
last
eggs.
time it,
Eggs haven't gone back down since they went up
yeah,
before COVID.
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, I think some prices like will because
Or
it's
meat,
it's sort of
beef.
like it only depends on how much the market can bear, right? So if you have non-essentials, right? Like what's a non-essential? Well, anything that usually most non-food things, like certain food items are considered essential, things like bread and milk and eggs and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Ugh.
Non-essential food items will eventually hit a price, and there's a certain, like for example, Twinkies. Like you're not going to pay more than a certain amount of money for a Twinkie, right? Like, would you pay $5 for Twinkie? No, right? So it's
Mhm.
like, but would you
No.
pay 250 for one? Maybe, right? So there's only so that'll hit it. Stuff like that'll hit an equilibrium and will stay there, right? Certain other things like milk and eggs and stuff go up a little bit, but they'll probably come down depending on what the market is for them.
Mhm.
And the thing about that kind of like staple food item is that there's so many producers for those sorts of things that it's like, well, if one place can't afford to do it at like milk at, $4 a gallon, then another place will, even though this is vastly oversimplifying. I mean, I'm vastly oversimplifying all this. So that kind of stuff will even out. It's like stuff like gas is a little bit different though. Like you remember, like in 2006, gas went up and it just kind of stayed there. Like, and it happened like it seems like every time gas goes up, it goes up a little bit, like a ton, and then it decreases maybe like a little percentage of that, and then it just stays. And that seems to be what happens every time we have these spikes in gas prices. You know, so I would plan on it just remaining roughly where it's at. Like it might go down $1 or maybe $2, but it's still gonna like this happened to us in 2006. Gas in California went up to around $4 a gallon in 2006, right? And then
Oh, I'm sure it'll drop
it's
$1
been
by the end of
around
the
there,
year.
but ever since then it's been between $3 to $4, right? Ever since then, and now it's at $5 to $6, and that's why it's not so bad because it was like already super expensive here. So it's not that much of a big difference like for us. But I know in other states like Texas and shit, like gas was like $1.25 and shit, and now it's like fucking $4, and they're really hurting there, like that kind of thing. So this is just kind of unfortunately, I would prepare for this just to be the new normal. And I know that really sucks and people don't want to admit that, but I don't think it's going to go that down. Like as far as gas prices, it's not going to go down that much. I think staple food items will even out, whether but it's still the price is going to be higher, and that's
Well,
just
I think it's only going to drop like $1 by the end of the year. That's even generous at that point. I remember it
yeah.
was being like $1.79 when I was in high school. That was a long
Oh,
time ago,
geez.
but man, those are the good old. I remember when it got up to like $1.80. I was like, "Holy crap! Why is it so expensive?"
Dude,
Little
I can't.
stupid me.
I don't think gas has been in California like below $1 in my lifetime. Like seriously, I don't even remember like being a small kid. Like gas was always like $1, like more than $1. Like, I don't even think that's ever been. You know what? Do you smoke, EarthBaragon?
No smoking, no drinking.
Dude,
I'm a
I
very
I
boring
quit.
person.
I quit 13 years ago, right? And I'm glad I did because a pack of cigarettes is like fucking
Oh,
$9 now. It's
yeah, I
so
know. Or
expensive.
my dad did until he got to the point where he couldn't walk between two of the
Mm,
doors in the house, and I took him to the hospital, and he had a oxygen
uh,
level of 50 in him.
yikes.
Yeah, they kept asking him questions, and I remember taking him there, and they're like, "Sir, you know why you're here?" And he just kind of has this drugged look on his face. He
Mm,
kind of shrugs his shoulders, and he's like, "Well, don't you know?" And I was like, "Oh hell," because they kept like taking his like pulse and all this stuff, and they just kept coming back with a different guy. And then my
wow.
dad's like, I was like, "Is there something wrong?" Or like, "I've never seen anybody conscious with a 50 oxygen." And no sooner had they put the oxygen mask on him, he fell into a coma for over a week. The only time
Yikes.
he woke up was when they stuck that catheter tube up his winky. That's the only time he woke up, and even then, it was only for like 2 seconds.
Yikes. Hey man, I'm sorry to hear that.
I mean, he's still with me. He's
Oh,
just
he is?
he
Oh.
went cold turkey. No, he got out of it, and
Oh,
he
good.
went cold
Good for
turkey
him.
immediately. Has not smoked since.
I'm,
He has a have to have one of those CPAP
yeah,
machines.
I
But
thought that was going to be a very sad story. Well, I'm glad to
no,
hear that he's alive.
no, I wouldn't go down that road. But,
No,
no,
I
but
quit. I quit in like 2007. So, Raph, you still on?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
amazed that we went from monsters to economical talk.
yeah.
To
Well,
cigarettes.
let's
Yeah.
get off of this. There's two
Don't
monster
smoke,
movies.
kids.
Yeah. Before we
Smoking
get
is
off of
bad for
this,
you.
let me just mention two more things about the Rob
Okay.
Zombie situation. The movie I was talking about earlier, the one that he got a lot of good credits for the direction and the kind of lack of gore outside the last 20 minutes, was the 2012 movie The Lords of Salem. And that movie very much is heavily inspired by like Italian giallo cinema. Just kind of like what's his name? The guy who made Suspiria.
Right.
DiGiorno? No, not DiGiorno.
Jesus Christ, Raph, he's on a pizza.
Yeah.
Delivery wrap.
Yeah. No, delivery.
Self-delivery.
No, I live less than half a block from a pizza place. I'll pick it up. Dario Argento. Yeah, that director. The way he can do very beautiful shots, despite the fact that his movies can be filled with a lot of extreme gore. But yeah, Lords of Salem was the movie I was thinking about. He was also the director of the very crude animated, and I do mean crude, animated movie, The Haunted World of El Super Bisto.
Yeah.
It's not that one I have seen, and it's all right. You know, got a few laughs in it.
Okay.
I mean, it's not his best work.
Yeah. Although you can definitely see his love of the genre with a lot of the background characters. That movie is filled with so much references.
Yeah, a lot of Easter eggs in that movie. There's some funny parts to it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But yeah, the animation is kind of like budge. So.
Okay, and one last note I do want to bring up. Another reason I'm kind of looking forward to the Munsters movie is that they actually have former Doctor Who actor Sylvester McCoy playing the character of Igor. And Sylvester McCoy was the seventh Doctor, the last Doctor of the original television series. And Cassandra Peterson is playing a human villain named Barbara Carr in it. And of course, if you don't know who Cassandra Peterson is, she's better known as Elvira, Mistress of the Night. So.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yes, and even though she is definitely in her elderly age, she's still a good-looking grandma. So it's my show.
Yeah, she's I just saw a special on her the other day. She's like, I think, like 69, something like that, and she looks like she's 20 years younger than her actual age. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's amazing. She's been around for a long time, and to tie everything back, she actually was befriended Elvis, who recommended she should move to California and find television work. So back when she was a Vegas showgirl. So, but with that said,
come full circle, folks.
Yes, exactly. Everything ties in. So let's see what's. Sorry, everybody, we're not the best when it comes to being on top of comments, but let's see what we got. Oh yeah, there is a. Everyone mentions so. Okay, when you were going to your spiel about doing your version of the Monsters movie with the hard R last third act, everyone was talking about the Winnie the Pooh horror movie that's currently being made. Wait,
what? Winnie the Pooh horror movie? Seriously?
Yeah, Blood and Honey. Yeah, it's
because the character is now in the because the character is now in public domain.
Yeah, but the movie itself is
Disney
really
must hate that.
Yeah, the movie itself is really about these two serial killers who just dress up as Pooh and Piglet. So it's not really
that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, you couldn't do your own family friendly like Robinson movie like with Winnie the Pooh because that's still technically copyrighted, just like when The Little Mermaid, you can't do a redheaded, singing.
Yeah, it can't be.
I want to be like them,
Yeah, but the original source material is no longer copyrighted. Okay.
Yeah, so
that makes sense.
Yeah,
no, because actually Disney has the copyright to Winnie the Pooh. At least they did for a long time, and they actually made more money from Winnie the Pooh than they did anything else for several decades, because Winnie the Pooh's unlike now of course they make more money from Marvel and shit, but for a long time it was like they had that and they marketed Winnie the Pooh all over the world, so not just the United States but in Europe and in India and all these other countries, they all know Winnie the Pooh. So they made more from that than they did like Mickey Mouse or anything, so I'm kind of surprised that they that they allowed that to get into the public domain, because I know Disney has actually changed the law several times in order to keep their copyright of Mickey Mouse, because it's been more than 100 years. So I don't know, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so I'm going to read this quick comment from the Sassy Doomzilla. He says, hold on. I think the art should reflect the environment. Red for out of water to bioluminescent blue-greenish when underwater, Raph. I do agree, but the reason I have the blue thing going on here is right now I'm working on Sarline crustacea, yet formerly known as Queen Cancer, the giant lobster mermaid. No, I'm trying to do a reflective blue.
I'm so glad that name got changed.
Huh?
I'm so glad that name got changed.
Yes.
Queen
Yeah.
Cancer just
Okay.
it's just kind of fighting.
Yeah. No, I'm glad to hear that, but at the same time, like I'm one of those people who, yeah, the English language is malleable. Just because a mythological character got co-opted.
English language is just a suggestion. That's all.
I know. Oh, Laura. Hey,
it's not a real language.
Yeah, Laura Fitkin is in the chat, and she says the only naked poo is public domain. Okay, all right. And hey,
okay,
Laura.
There you go, man. Winnie the Pooh porn movies. I'm sure there's a million of those now.
Oh,
come
bother.
on! You know there totally is. You know there totally. It's copyright free. You know, like 50 companies are making them now. You know,
right. Anyways, Laura, if I sent you a invite, if you want to join us for a little bit, it's in your Facebook. So yeah, if you want to come on for a little while, go right ahead and explain yourself about Naked Pooh Bear. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. It's I'm not as big of a porn guy as everyone assumes myself to be. But
okay, Raph, you don't have to tell us.
Yeah, there are some things out there that cannot be made sexy. And when they are made sexy, they usually go down the wrong route. And I'm not going to name some examples, but
yeah, we should not talk about.
Yeah, that's okay. EarthBaragon is familiar with some of the stupid stuff we've talked about in the past. So.
Yeah. You should talk about let's get off of this and talk about those Netflix movies you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
At least one of them.
Winnie the Pooh porn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trolls and is it Trolls? Trolls and Sea Beast.
Yeah. Okay. So we only got trailers for these things, but Netflix is going in with 2 giant monster movies. The first one coming up in July, July 8th. I stupidly thought it was going to be June 8th, but no, it's next month. Is an animated adventure fantasy movie called The Sea Beast, from the makers of Moana, a movie itself, which is kind of semi kaiju-ish, and it's
Moana.
The Disney film about the tropical island princess who goes on a yeah.
Right, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that movie had a lot of kaiju elements in it.
Yeah.
So
giant crabs and stuff.
Yeah, right. And of course the giant lava woman. So, but yeah, no, the same makers are making a movie that kind of takes place in an alternate world where sea monsters are commonplace, and it's up to monster hunting seamen or pirates, for lack of a better term, to basically take these creatures out before they can cause trouble on the mainland. And for the most part, it actually looks pretty good. So. So I am looking very much forward to that. But Trolls was a bit of a surprise. Troll, singular, not plural.
I don't know. I that one just jumped on my radar. I just.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is also on Netflix.
Yes, it's an upcoming Norway movie. It's from the director of the live action Tomb Raider movie, so at least it's going to look okay. But yeah, it's
you actually see the trolls a bit more than you would see in like Troll Hunter and stuff.
Yeah, so no, apparently it's about a
gigantic. Say that one more time. It's not like Troll Hunter.
Well, here's the thing. No. Yeah, here's the thing. The trailer looks like it's going to be another giant monster movie on the loose, except this time it's a giant mountain troll. And everything looks okay. It looks pretty good. But my problem with it is I hope it's not another one of those monster movies where, because it takes place in the middle of nowhere, so to speak, it's going to be like another Sci-Fi Channel cheapie where nothing happens until maybe the last 10 minutes, where the troll actually causes some trouble in the middle of a real city, and it's really just going to be our heroes being stalked by this thing in the middle of nowhere. So, aka, budget saver. Yeah.
Right. So you want to see it actually in a city, like destroying stuff.
Yes. No, it would actually. Yeah, it would be nice to have an honest to goodness Monster on the Loose movie. Because we really haven't had one in a long time. Because, again, most of them are either just really cheap horror movies where, oh, yeah, let's film in the backyard. And, that way we can save money on, just have the cast be killed one by whatever monster shows up.
AKA half on Tubi.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, or it's like something like the 2014 Godzilla where the camera was so like I don't mind the 2014 Godzilla movie, but it was so panning so far away that it's like, okay, you don't want to make a monster movie. We get it. What's your face? Whoever directed that one. So, but yeah, it's just a teaser trailer for Troll, but it does look very promising, especially since like Troll Hunter, the titular troll itself looks like the classical mythological creature, just
Right.
done with like big budget CGI. But we'll see what happens. Like Netflix has a way of surprising me every once in a while. But at the same time, it's like I do hope this doesn't turn out to be like a Sci-Fi Channel thing where it's like, oh yeah, we're going to be stuck in the middle of nowhere for most of the time. This thing is going to pick us off one by one despite its immense size. And
Yeah,
then yeah,
I
But the
heard
problem
that
is they're not making half these movies. They're just buying them.
distributing.
Like all the Korean shows and stuff that's on there.
right.
They're not. They don't have a hand in that. I'm sure they didn't have a hand in um, this Norwegian movie. Just like Spectre. That's an awesome movie with like ghosts that aren't ghosts or whatever that are on. It's like in the military, kind of in the future a little bit. But they didn't have a hand in making that movie.
Yeah, they're
It's
probably just distributing. Right.
Yeah, they have very few hands in making any of these movies at all. At least they did. Nowadays, they probably, unless it's like a well-known brand, then they'll put their hand in it and they'll screw it up. I don't want Cowboy Bebop,
Yeah,
but
I heard that actually Netflix is kind of cutting back on their production like budgets and stuff because like they've actually got competition now and their actual subscriber numbers are down.
well, they just can't throw money at it, every little idea that comes
Yeah.
their way.
Like for a few years it seemed like they were just making everything and now it's sort of like
Oh yeah, I'm
really, which
sure
kind of sucks because like the good stuff, like did you ever see that Dark Crystal series they made?
I,
Yes.
I
It was
watched
like really good.
3 or 4
You know,
episodes of it and then I stopped.
I
But
thought
like
it was
Lost
really
in
good.
Space was amazing.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate. It's because now now that they don't have the same kind of money, it's like something like that. They'll never make something like that ever again, which kind of
I mean,
sucks.
they still have the same amount of money, but the problem is, like, why would you make a One Piece live action when you just
Right.
had Cowboy Bebop bomb like crap?
Mm. So you think
You
the
know,
One Piece thing is not going to happen? Because that actually looks
I
pretty good too.
I don't I don't see how you could let that happen.
Mm.
Like,
It's too bad.
like Bebop got just raked through the coals, and I'll be honest, I thought it was okay. It was
Yeah, it was all
different.
right.
Its ending was very different with the Julia character, but I was intrigued where they were going to go with it,
Yeah.
and then they dump it.
I didn't actually watch all of it. I watched like I think the first 3 episodes. Um,
I I think that
and it was pretty
Netflix is
good.
going to. I think that Netflix is going to cut back a lot of their stuff and go back to they do really good with their original animes and animated
Yeah.
shows, and man, those cheapy little 1 or 2 hour stand-up comedy things raked in a lot of money for them. Cheap to
Right.
make, and everybody watches it over and over.
Well, they're also, I mean, they have to compete now. That was the other thing. Like a few years back before like all the competition showed up, pretty much they were the only game in town. And they had a lot of other things that they don't have anymore, like Doctor Who used to be on Netflix. That's gone now.
They don't have any of their
Right.
all their Marvel shows went to Disney
Yeah.
now.
All the Marvel shows disappeared, like so they're kind of like hurting a little bit, which kind of sucks. I mean, the thing is to be honest, I still watch them more than anything else, because all of the other streaming services only really have one or two good things worth watching,
Yeah, like
like
Amazon Prime. There's nothing on there that I like except for like
yeah.
Invincible, Jack Ryan. It's awesome, but
Hmm.
Jesus Christ, it's been 3 years since the last season. I know that the guy is busy playing
Yeah.
a Mr. Fantastic and dying in a movie, but you know, yeah,
Right. Hey, that was a good movie. Anyway, I liked it. I liked it. No, I watch Grand Tour sometimes on because my wife was a fan of their other car show that those guys put on, fucking whatever that British car show was. I can't remember the name of it.
Top Gear.
Top
Yeah.
Gear, yeah.
Mhm.
Cammy really likes Top Gear, so we watch Grand Tour sometimes, and then you know, occasionally there'll be one or two good things on. You know, Disney only really has Marvel and Star Wars, and that's it. Like, I've literally watched nothing else on there.
Mm.
You know, and then we go to Hulu, has like one or two shows. You know, like Bob's Burgers or some shit like that. And it's like, so most of the stuff we watch ends up being on Netflix still, but it's kind of chipping away. You know, it used to be they had everything. They were like a one stop shop kind of thing, and now it's not so much. You know,
Mhm.
so.
We I
Some of
sh-
them are kind of worthless, like the freaking Paramount one just has Star Trek. That's it. There's like literally nothing else worth watching on that entire thing except for Star Trek. Like
Mhm.
I'm paying $13 a month only to watch Star Trek. Kind of bullshit, but
Right.
yeah.
Just to be accurate and to kind of play, sourpuss here. Another reason everyone assumes that the main problem with Netflix is, everyone is taking everything off their channel, and I totally agree in that regard. And then Netflix is getting, like, Netflix does have, like, for every good Netflix show or original movie they have, there's like 10 really shitty television shows like they
Oh yeah.
co-produce that are just god awful. And it's like Raising Dylan. It's like, what a boring sitcom excuse for a superhero show. But
Or that,
Right.
or that terrible Seth Rogen Santa thing.
yeah,
God, Jesus Christ, that was terrible.
yeah, or even like some of the foreign shows that are made in the foreign areas of Netflix. They're not distributed; they're just produced in other countries, but they're still
Oh, you,
technically
you mean
Netflix
like all the
shows.
Korean comedy shows? Like
Those some of those are okay, but there was like this
yeah, Cammy
real,
watches a lot of those
yeah,
too.
there was this really terrible 6-part miniseries called Elf or something about a killer elf in the woods, and it was just, oh my god, dumb characters in a dumb situation. So, and a whole lot of nothing outside of that. But
See,
yeah,
I kind of like schlock like that sometimes, but it depends. I mean, is it trying to be schlocky, or does it just inadvertently become schlocky, or is
mm,
it just boring? Like, there's sometimes
it's
it's like not,
it
it's
was
just kind of
boring.
boring.
Yeah, it was
Mm,
boring, and it's one of those things where you can tell the writers are desperate to kind of keep the story
mm,
from not moving because they got 6 episodes to fill. When the characters suddenly go from well-adjusted protagonists to complete idiots every second, sort of like a
right.
horror movie where the characters agree they're not going to split up, and then 2 seconds later we got to split up, and there's no explanation for it whatsoever.
Right.
So
Why can I not find the animation company that did this Sea Beast movie? Because I'm trying to find out who, like, this, because it looks too good to be on Netflix. This looks like it was supposed to be in the theater.
mm-hmm.
So,
So
like,
it's
some
called Sea
animation,
Beast,
Yeah, the
yeah.
Sea Beast.
the Sea Beast.
I mean,
All
it's
right.
Yeah,
got like Carl
singular, not
Urban.
plural.
Yeah, it's got like Carl Urban as the main voice actor. I mean, it looks really good. It has like a lot. It's like that other Santa movie that Netflix
Mhm.
released. The one where like Santa's like, I'm gonna quit, and like this big tall skinny guy's like, no, we gotta do it. That was supposed to be in
Right.
the
Right.
theater too.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what that was called.
Guardians of something or other. That one.
No, no, no. The 2D looking one.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I know which one
I
you're.
Oh,
see. Okay. I see the Sea Beast though. That actually looks. Yeah, it looks pretty good. All
Yeah.
right.
So, and the monster designs are a lot of fun. It's very reminiscent of the French animated series, The Dragon Hunters.
Right.
Yeah. So so yeah. I'm kind of very much looking forward to that one, and I'm definitely gonna give Troll a chance. But like I said, that teaser trailer, it looks cool, but at the same time it could easily go downhill. Like, again, going back to Raising Dylan, that looked like a cool story about a little kid who discovers he has superpowers. And then
Claws. That was the
Claws,
movie you were
yeah,
thinking of.
okay, okay, yeah, Claws, yeah, I'm working on Claw right now. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, yeah, there was a holiday movie called Claus, which was sort of a alternate take on the origins of Santa Claus, and it's beautifully animated. They do this
Oh, it
gorgeous,
is.
yeah, this gorgeous combination of 2D animation, 3D animation, and and plus it's just a generally funny movie. Um, but yeah, Raising Dylan, it's like I saw the trailer for that. It looked very intriguing. This little this little kid barely out of his 5-year-olds discovers he has superpowers. But then you watch the movie itself, and it's such a waste of time. It's a sitcom disguised as a dramatic television show, and I can't stand that time-wasting style American drama. So it's like you can tell your story in like 3 episodes. Instead, you stretch it out over 13 episodes, you sons of bitches. So, all right, but enough about that. Nick and Laura says they'll be joining us after they're done with their stream currently, so we're definitely going to be here for a little while. And, oh, that's
somebody
right.
raced by.
Yes, I live near a highway, so... and it's hot down here in the Mediterranean, Californian area. So
I want to get to talking about these Chinese giant monster movies that apparently Raph has a problem with.
Remember what I said about Sci-Fi Channel cheapies?
Yeah. Which one are you talking about?
Yeah, okay, you go ahead and be the positive. I'm going to mute myself for
like
a ton
of them have come out to DVD recently. Like Land Shark, Monster Snake, and something Deadly Vipers or whatever.
Monster Snake is on YouTube. You can watch that for free on YouTube.
Well, yeah, and then Land Shark just came out. I'm still waiting for that sea spider movie, like a big giant like water spider thing.
Land Shark. I haven't seen any of these, but I know what you're talking about. I've seen the trailer for
most
Land
of
Shark.
these you could see on like a YouTube channel called Yokai Movies or something like that.
Yeah, I saw. I have it bookmarked. It's one of these days when I get around to it. I don't know. I kind of like stuff like that. I mean, they're cheap and all that other stuff and whatever.
I mean, the CGI is atrocious. I've seen far worse.
I've always kind of enjoyed really cheapy monster flicks like that. Like back in the day when you would go to like Blockbuster and they had like the 3 DVDs for $20 deal, and then you find like 2 that you really like, and then you have to pick one more, and you're like, oh, okay, well, what's this?
Yeah.
Oh, Killer Trash Can, that looks stupid. You know what I mean? And so you just pick it up just to get the bargain. Like I have a lot of those really crappy direct-to-DVD stupid ass monster movies like that, and I kind of got into them. It's like there's a little bit of there's a little bit. I mean, the thing is, they're all the exact same movie, right? It's all just like
all those. I can't imagine there being that many giant snake movies because there's like 13 of those things I've seen. There's even another one they just put out, Rising Boas in a Girls' School, which is the most clickbaity title I've ever seen. And it's almost like
got something for all ages, right?
Yeah, that's almost as bad of a title as Werewolf in Washington or whatever the hell that
Werewolf in Washington.
Yeah, it's a really old movie.
You mean
one moment, guys? Goji Shay says,
London?
"Yeah, I just gotta say something." Goji Shay says, "Sorry guys, I gotta get to bed now, but I'm glad I could join in for a bit. Catch you all next time." Hey, Goji Shay, thank you for joining us. Sorry that we're not on top of the chats, but we will definitely be saying goodbye to anybody who has to say goodbye. So, Goji Shay said earlier, though, it really pissed me off about Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. It won an Emmy, yet apparently still hasn't enough to give it another season. Actually, Goji Shay...
expensive as crap, though.
Yeah, well, here's
what's killed it.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Wait, you didn't like it? I don't know. I liked it. Anyway, go on.
No, it's good. It was expensive.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Netflix announced not too long, less than a month ago, there is a second season of Dark Crystal coming in the works.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So
all right, that makes me happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I actually really liked it, like the show.
No, I thought it was pretty good too. Although shockingly brutal for kids. There you go, Mark. You got your scary kids movie. It's like even the original '80s movie didn't go as dark as Age of Resistance did.
Dude, I'm
sure they're
the great family-friendly kid movies have an element of creepiness in them. I mean, even something like Harry Potter, which I know you don't like Harry Potter, Raph. But even Harry Potter is slightly disturbing. Well, here, check it out, right? He's a kid. He has his fantasy is, because he's like an abused child is what he is, right? His uncle's family make him sleep under the stairs and they don't celebrate his birthday. And they basically fucking abuse him and shit, which is like they should be in jail, right? And so that's essentially what Harry Potter is like, oh, okay, you have this this like it's an escapism fantasy for a kid who's abused, and like that's like the big fan theory is that it's all happening in Harry's head, that he's like crazy and right. Anyway, but there's even that it's very there's this very underlying like it comes with him his life is constantly in danger through the entire thing. And there's all these little hints of like, oh, back in the day we used to chain kids to the wall and beat them and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like there's a part where like the groundskeeper's like, you know, we used to discipline children that left their rooms when they weren't allowed to. We used to chain them to the wall. Like, so all of the movies are like that. I mean, it's like Harry Potter is like that. Like any great 80s like kids movie that you can think of has that kind of like, what's the one with Fred Savage where he goes where there's like monsters under his bed?
Little monsters.
Little monsters.
Yeah.
Like that one has this like
Howie
really
Mandel, how
disturbing-
he got in that makeup is
Yeah.
when he's a germaphobe is just crazy to me.
Mhm.
Do you remember the villain in that? And it's like a normal kid, and then they show the back of his head, and it's like he's some kind of weird ass fucking Lovecraftian monster squeezed into a kid's body.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like those
You know,
old.
like
I will give credit to the older '80s movie. Older
Yeah.
'80s family fantasy movies, like they had more balls to them as far as like the horror.
yeah, you
and
don't
creep
see that kind of
factor
thing
goes.
nowadays.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
thing
the
about-
monster peed in a jar and someone drank it in the movie.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about the Harry Potter films. Like, there's some disturbing stuff goes on, but it's like the sanitized,
By far.
friendly version of it. It's like, give me Neverending
Yeah.
Story and its apocalyptic vision any day over. Oh,
Yeah, see, there's another one.
yeah.
There's another one, man. Never-ending story, like basically getting
I love that movie.
universe being swallowed up by a fucking black hole or whatever.
Mhm.
Like,
Stupid horse.
you know, it's all like every good kids movie is about like disturbing shit and
Mhm.
death. Right?
Yeah.
And the ones that aren't are dumb. Like, think of like a kids movie from the 80s that wasn't like that. It's like you can't because they were stupid and you don't remember them. You know, like seriously. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway,
Okay. Oh yeah. Hold on. Goji. Looks like Zizodraz is saying goodnight. So okay. Oh wait. Yeah. All right then. Okay, that's okay. We keep going. So we will. After Nick and Laura comes in, I think we'll call it a night an hour after they arrive. So, okay.
yeah,
but-
I can go for a little bit. Probably at least another hour.
okay. Yeah.
I do gotta get up in the morning.
Yeah, and I don't know if Brayton's gonna be showing up, so we're on our own, unfortunately. So like Brexit, except it's Brayton exit something.
I mean, I was expecting something dark though for the Dark Crystal. I mean, it can't be as.
Yeah.
I'd be more surprised if they turned like their Fraggle Rock reboot into something super dark and everything.
Wait. They're
Oh, the
rebooting
track.
that too.
That's already made.
Really? When
Yeah.
did that come out? Why do I not know this? See, that's the thing. Okay. So, in one sense, I am happy that everything that made me happy as a child is back,
Mhm.
and most of the time better than it used to be. Right? Not all the time.
Right.
But at the same time, it's sort of like, man, now they're rebooting that too. Like, dude, Hollywood needs to get some fucking good original ideas for crying out loud. Like,
But Mark,
Fraggle fucking Rock. Like,
but
come
Mark,
on. Like,
Teenage Tattooed Alien Fires from Beverly Hills is coming back in pod
It came out
form.
in January of 2022. It's called Fraggle Rock Back to the Rock. And it's on
Jesus Christ.
Apple TV Plus.
Oh,
Which
that's
is
why I never
probably
heard
why
of
you
it.
don't know about it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how they handled. I haven't watched it, but the only problem that I would see with Fraggles is they eat glass that the little green guys make. You don't want your kids eating glass.
Technically, it's a sugar-based underground crystal.
It looks like glass.
Yeah. Yeah, it's well, you know, they just have to say that it's candy or something. You know?
Mhm.
This is not glass, it's candy.
Yeah.
Right.
Candy rock or whatever. But yeah, no, totally.
And it kind of looks exactly the same. The only real big difference is it's instead of having Howard Cunningham, it's got a woman as the woman and the dog that is in the house that leads to the Fraggles.
Is it the same dog? At least?
Yes, it's the same dog. Same
the dog
puppet.
outlived the guy. Oh, okay.
The dog outlived Howard Cunningham.
Maybe this is just like the dog's like grandson or something.
I just want to see if like the trash heap, the all-knowing trash heap,
Oh yeah.
who doesn't know squat.
Mm-hmm.
It was all about fucking Uncle, whatever his name was, the traveler dude.
Oh yeah.
What was his name?
That's gonna be disturbing. Him walking around in the modern world. It's like I came across these people called the Proud Boys, and they were getting ready for a riot. They told
Dude,
me
he should go to He should go to
Uncle
a furry
Traveling
convention.
Matt. That was the name of the character.
Traveling Matt should go to a furry convention. You should. Oh, dude, that'd be awesome.
No,
Just like walks into the wrong place, like ends up at like a fetish club or something.
Right. Or that creepy hot tub place in Howard the Duck. What was that about?
See, there's one. Okay, they should remake Howard the Duck.
Mm-hmm.
Right, they had him in Guardians of the Galaxy. He got a big laugh. Let's give him a TV show, dude. I'd watch the crap.
I
out of
could
the
see
Howard
I could see a Disney Plus Howard the Duck.
That would be the coolest thing, dude. Seriously. And they should make it live though, like not an animated thing. It should be a live action with like, you know, I guess it would have to be a CG duck or whatever.
Unfortunately.
I didn't
That
notice.
movie is actually not half bad. I don't know if you remember that movie. I mean, it's
Duck-Tits.
really goofy and like, you know,
It's a
it's a
product
B
of its
movie.
time.
it's a B movie for sure, but it's actually kind of funny.
I mean,
You know,
Raph's only gonna watch it because of the big giant monster at the end of the movie.
Yeah, it's got a big monster in it.
Yeah.
It has like duck titties.
Yeah.
You know, he does like quack foo on people.
Uh-huh.
There's a band. It's got the girl from Back to the Future in it.
I think that was the
You
main
know.
reason me and my brother Gabe watched that movie, The Girl from Back to the Future.
I saw that in the theaters actually. I remember this.
Oh
my
my
mom was
goodness.
like, "Oh, that was fucking stupid." And I was like, "How the duck? Hey, it was funny." I thought it
You're
was funny.
never going
Anyway.
to theater again, little Mark. Oh no.
You know, if you look in that movie, the Guardians of the Galaxy, when the Howard the Duck's in the glass, in one of the glass cubes that's in the collectors has the slugs from Slither in it as well.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did he direct that Slither?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
That
it literally was like his. I don't know if it was his first movie, but it was his first big budget movie, I think.
Does that
That
mean
he got to
Slither is
direct.
in the
Yeah.
Slither is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe then?
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if James Gunn says it is so, then it has to be.
Right.
So yeah, did you see Doctor Strange yet, Raph?
No.
No.
It has Hugh McGrath in it. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, but he gets taken out in a minute, like most giant monsters in superhero cinema.
Well, yeah, but what do you expect? I mean, come on.
It's
fact that
Don't
he's
they
even
call that
there.
thing
at
something
least
else?
give him at least give him a decent fight scene. It's like, for
You know,
crying out
the
loud.
thing is, if they used comics Hugh McGrath, it would be.
Oh,
over
he'd be
because-
dead in one panel.
Yeah.
So
'cause-
That's not the name of the
So-
character in the movie, is it though? It's called like
well,
starts with the G.
They don't
they had
actually
to
say,
rename
I
the
don't think.
character because of rights issues with Dungeons and Dragons.
What?
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it like
That's
Gomerath.
So it's not really Hugh McGrath. Okay, that's bullshit. Because
No,
wasn't
it-
Hugh
it
McGrath
is
created by
Yeah, it is Schumacher.
Howard?
No,
It's
it
created
is
by Howard E. Roberts, right? Or
no,
whatever.
no. It's I think it originated with the early versions of Dungeons and Dragons, and Marvel Comics I think had connections
no,
to
Hugh
Dungeons
McGrath
and
is
Dragons.
from Hugh McGrath is from Conan. That's where it first, like the name Hugh McGrath first came from.
They call it Gargantos, which is technically a big octopus-looking thing that was in the Doctor Strange comics, but I mean it wasn't a big character. It was just a
Right.
kind of a one-off thing.
Mhm.
I gotta look that up now. No, but for real, Hugh McGrath is actually from Robert E. Howard.
Okay. So, but yeah, no, they
Then,
had to change the name
Marvel
because
took
of
that.
yeah, no, they had to change the name because of copyright issues.
That's
So-
bullshit, but yeah, okay. So it actually does sort of look like Gargantos, but they made it look like Hugh McGrath.
Mhm.
Alright. I see. I'm looking at. Oh, there's a Lego Gargantos. Wow. All right, that's kind of cool. Anyway,
Right.
Comics Gargantos looks kind of crappy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
It's a product of its time.
Is it another 60s Steve Ditko style monster?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, there's no
Octopus with
details.
pretty much.
Very.
Mm.
He's standing on two legs, so it kind of reminds me of like a weird one-eyed version of Beerus a little bit.
But it's actually, anyway, the movie is worth watching. It's actually really, I think, pretty good. And it was cool to see. It was cool to see Professor X, like, one more time, because that's probably the last time.
Spoilers.
Oh, come on! It's been out for what, fucking 6 months now already. Oh yeah, there were some spoilers there, by the way, folks. Sorry. No, but that's probably the last time we're ever gonna see, Patrick Stewart as that character. So it's good to see him come back.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't know anything about spoilers whatsoever. Isn't that right, audience? Winkety wink wink. So, anyways.
I'm just kind of mad they blew their load on the Steven Richards Cassie, and I was like, God, I kind of wanted him to in a real Fantastic Four movie.
They're probably going to cast him in the actual movie now.
Oh yeah, you can still. Oh, this is just a Steven like from another universe,
Exactly. This is just a dry run to get people hyped to the idea that the Fantastic Four exist.
Oh, they have.
It's not going to suck this time.
They've fan casted him and his wife to play the husband and wife role forever.
I just want them to make a Fantastic Four movie that's actually good. You know what I mean? Like, the first two were kind of meh. Like, second one, the Silver Surfer, is a piece of shit. Sorry. First one was kind of all right, I guess. And then that other one, like, I watched like the first 20 minutes of the Fan 4 Stick thing and turned it off. And just
that movie started out with promise, and then it just went to just
it just got crap. I mean, one of these days, like, I figure when I've got absolutely nothing to do and like an extra 2 hours, maybe I'll turn it on and finish it. But just like, I don't know. You know what it is, though? I mean, I do have to admit that a lot of the negative press kind of biased me on it. So
I thought it started out really good. First 30 to 40 minutes was really good. And then it just went into it's just hard to explain. I mean, it just felt like two movies sandwiched together. It felt like tonal shift was so drastic around the halfway point that I was like, I don't. Ugh.
Yeah, I admit that I didn't give it a fair chance. So maybe one of these days I'll give it another fair chance. But I don't know. We'll see.
I think you can still see him play Professor X, though, if they ever get like an actual X-Men movie off the ground before Patrick Stewart, passes on.
Kicks a bucket.
Yeah,
he's like 80 years old now. So
yeah, he is. He's getting to be a very frail man right now.
Yeah, he can no longer drive his dune buggies.
Exactly. The I want Captain's
a dune buggy, damn it! Make it so, number 2.
He's got wheels installed on the captain's chair.
Sorry, that was I had to. That's with my terrible Patrick Stewart impressions.
I do got to say though that Picard, I must say, is actually like season 2 of Picard really surprised me. Because season 1 was kind of shitty, I don't know if you saw, if you watched Picard yet. The first season is very rushed, and like it seems like every episode could have been like a 2-hour movie. You know what I mean? And they had to cut stuff out in order to make it fit. And it's one of those like problems with new Star Trek, is that they don't take time to explore characters, right? At all. Like Discovery has the same problem. They don't tell you people's names and shit like that. They don't, like, in like Next Generation, they would say like, okay, Deanna Troi gets an episode and it's all about her, and then Worf gets an episode and it's all about him. Like, they would do that. Like, they don't do that in New Trek. New Trek is very episodic, like serialized, kind of, to adapt to the times where everything is meant to be binge watched, And
it's meant to be one long story.
Exactly. It has an overall arc, right? But they don't explore any of the characters. You have to kind of piece it together, and that's what makes that's the problem with the first season of Picard is that it moves very fast, and they don't tell you anything about anybody, or and so I don't even you don't even learn their freaking characters' names until halfway through the fucking thing because they don't actually say them. You know what I mean? And that's kind of so that was kind of bad. But then the second season, they go back in time and some other stuff, and it actually is much better. Plus Q's in it, and that actor is really good. I always like Q. So it kind of it's better. You know what I got to say? I kind of enjoyed it way better than the first season, so that's kind of cool. And it's good to see that that Patrick Stewart is still very nimble for an 80-year-old man. You know what I mean? He doesn't look like he's slowing down anytime soon. So who knows? Maybe if they bust their ass and make an X-Men movie, he might actually come back one more time. But I mean, to be honest, I'd be happy if they just digitized his face and put it on somebody else's body for a cameo. And, I've always been of the opinion that they should just say fuck it and open a portal and just have the X-Men show up and be like, oh, we are in the Marvel Cinematic. You know what I mean? They should just do that. Who cares? Just bring them in. And then everybody could just be like, well, where were they when all of this other shit was happening? Thanos. And the answer is, who gives a shit? That's the answer. The answer is now the X-Men are here and they get to fight the Avengers.
I was sort of surprised they weren't. I thought they were going to do that in the Doctor Strange movie a little bit. Kind of what before I stopped watching them. The crossovers on the Flash, Supergirl, and everything when they had their big.
Right.
I don't remember which one it was.
Oh, the Crisis on Infinite Earths or whatever.
Yeah, where they just crushed everybody down, and we're all on the same planet now.
Yeah.
Or we're in the same universe.
Those shows are all right. I mean,
yeah, I mean, Flash is okay.
It's probably.
But then I watched a clip of Reverse Flash and Flash lightsaber fighting, and I said, "Oh my freaking god, this has gone so far off the rails."
Yeah,
and the same thing with Supergirl. I tried to watch the last episode, and when her sister, when Parasite tried to grab her, and she goes, you can't touch me. I didn't give consent. I said, oh my god. You actually wrote that as a piece of dialogue that you would say to a villain trying to kill you.
I think that
done.
Yeah.
Done.
You could tell that they were just like, fuck it, we have to turn something in quick. They just went with the first draft on that one.
And the less said about Batgirl. Oh, speaking of CW,
I never even saw Batgirl.
It was terrible.
Not that I don't want to watch it, but I never got.
Have you watched that trailer for Gotham Knights? Holy! No. Oh my God! Let's make a Batman series, but we're gonna kill Batman off the screen, and then we're gonna have a bunch of high schoolers playing around. They're not going to use any names from the comics because we don't have any of that. But we're going to have Harley Quinn and Joker's daughter. And we're going to have some other random guy who's probably going to be a Robin. But his name doesn't match anything. And they're going to be a team of 4 teenagers. They're going to try to clean attitude. Up Gotham. Yeah. It looks like Riverdale meets Batman. It looks terrible.
That sounds pretty shitty.
Oh, when this is done, you have to watch the trailer. There's just no words. And I have not seen one person even attempt to give this trailer a pass. Even diehard comic book fans. I've given everything a pass, usually that CW does. I thought Stargirl was gonna be terrible, but it ended up being really fun.
Oh yeah. Right on.
But this crap, holy Jesus Christ, it looks terrible.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I like The Flash. I like that one. Legends of Tomorrow was kind of.
It jumped the shark.
Some of those are kind of fun, but Supergirl was decent. I never actually got a chance to watch like Black Girl or what was it?
Black Lightning.
Black Lightning.
Mm.
I saw the first episode of that. Just haven't got. The problem is there's just too much TV. So there's too many good shows out there, man. So you have to choose. Like, well, so I'm not going to spend my time watching something mediocre. You know what I mean? So it's sort of like right now there's like so many good things on that are available to watch right now. Like, why am I going to like go back to watching The Flash season 7 or some shit? Like, it's not that I don't like it, but it's like there's so many other better things out now that it's sort of like, I'll get around to it when I'm old and I have nothing to do but watch TV all day. Then I'll probably go back and watch all the old CW.
I remember the good old days when I used to watch superhero movies and dune buggies. I'm Mom. Can I ride a dune buggy?
Okay, I'm done.
That's sort of what I did when I had my
when
I had my facial surgery. I had my whole faceplate. My whole front of my face was broken. My jaw was broken when I was wired shut.
Oh my god!
I literally, my parents brought a recliner into my room because I couldn't sleep. I would drown if I slept on my back. So I sat in a recliner and I binge watched all 4 seasons of Lost in Space, which is a lot of time because you're talking about 25 episodes a season, an hour long. Yeah, that's a long time to be watching something like that.
You're talking about the new one? That's
no,
on,
the old one.
Oh, the old one.
The old one, because I was 20 when my whole face was broke and everything, and I was wired shut for a while.
Yikes, what happened?
I just my lower jaw like stuck out like a bulldog kind of.
Oh
it was terrible. I look like the live action version of Trapjaw. Like it was fucking terrible.
Oh, so you had like there's like a facial surgery?
Yeah. So they had they had to break my lower jaw and they couldn't move it back physically enough. So then they had to break my entire front part of my face and move it forward. I was wired shut for 6 months. I didn't eat anything. It was popsicles, and that's pretty much popsicles and water. Like I lost probably close to 25 pounds after that 6 months, and I was every bit as irritable as you can be being forced to lose 25 pounds and not have any say in it.
Was it now would you say all these years later was it worth it?
Oh yeah. The only bad thing was I was under, and they come out at my dad and they're like, "Hey, your son has like polyps in his nose. We can't even get a tube up there. You want us to take care of that?" My dad's like, "Sure, why not?" So I can't breathe through my mouth because it's wired shut, and I have nothing but my whole nasal system is destroyed from all that.
I don't mean to interrupt you, EarthBaragon. This is an amazing revelation, but Laura is joining us right now. Hello, Laura.
What's happening?
Hey, that's her catchphrase. What's happening?
What's happening?
Yeah, it's a lot better than your past catchphrase. I remember it was like, "Hey, dune buggies! I like to ride dune buggies." I'm Laura.
I think we need to get Raph a dune buggy.
Yeah, no, that's Patrick Stewart wants the dune buggy. I'm just doing the impression of everybody wanting to drive a dune buggy.
Is that what is that one? That's not Generations. What's that horrible movie?
Nemesis.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, we're infamously like, "I won't do it unless I get to drive a dune buggy." Why would there be a dune?
Be an action star.
Yeah. Why is there a dune buggy in space? I don't know. Why the hell did Deep Space Nine exist?
I keep it next to my yacht. That also makes no sense. Like, why does he have a yacht? He's got a yacht in the other one.
Oh yeah. Okay, but no, EarthBaragon was telling us about his childhood injuries. So.
No, I mean, I would do the surgery all over again. My only complaint now is whenever I go through a metal detector, I set it off. I'm basically like Logan now. I have so much metal in my skull, in my face.
like pins and stuff.
Oh yeah, you can see it every time I get a. It's hilarious every time I go to like a new doctor and everything, and they like do like a facial scan. And they're like, "You got a lot of metal in your head." I was like, "Yes, I do."
Pick up
I
people
set
on
off.
Saturdays.
I set off metal detectors every single time.
Oh my God! New things we're learning about you, man. I had no idea. But then again,
Oh my! When I say my lower jaw stuck out like trap jaw, that is not it. I was a very ugly person. That is not low self confidence or nothing. I looked like a troglodyte. So now I look like a troglodyte with a correct bite.
Mm-hmm. No, you don't. You don't look. You actually look a lot better from what little we've seen of you. So
I keep hitting.
yeah, I'm sorry that sounded wrong. So welcome to my show.
You're trying to compliment.
Yeah, I'm
sorry.
You look okay, man. Damn it.
You sure got a pretty mouth.
He's trying to compliment you, EarthBaragon.
I know.
Yeah, you're as beautiful as a dune buggy.
He's saying that you are beautiful now as you are on the inside your entire life or whatever, some shit like that.
You're a beautiful butterfly.
You're shiny as the parts of your jaw.
Yeah.
Okay. We're good.
Anyway, monster movies. Go on, Ref.
Yeah.
Oh, what monster movie? What did I say?
Well, we talked about the two Netflix. Your hate for these Chinese big budget movies.
Oh yeah, no, these okay. I actually had to sit down and watch some of these Chinese monster movies because I'm an obsessive fanboy. And they really are like Sci-Fi Channel original movies, especially when you consider that they were made for Chinese premium cable channels, so that's why they exist to begin with.
Is that why there's so many of them? Okay.
Yes, they are basically like slightly better animated Sci-Fi Channel original movies. And
now, is there? Because I know in China there's like a lot of censorship. So do they actually show like gore and shit like that, or no?
They have weird censorship rules in China. Like they can show things that we can't show here, but there's what is it like? Skeletons? Yeah, they can't show skeletons in China.
Yeah, that's what killed the Mortal Kombat movie. You can't. That's why you couldn't see like the whole skull for Scorpion.
Yeah.
And like all of
I know there's that, and there's like no nudity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like at all.
Yeah.
They can have nudity because.
Oh really?
The ones I've seen, they can. Yeah, it's more stuff that's like you can't have Winnie the Pooh and you can't have skeletons. Mm-hmm. It's more of the stuff that would impede on their state religion than. I don't think they really give a shit.
Yeah, there's also I saw a really good video where apparently the censorship against ghosts is so extreme that the vast majority of horror movies in China basically end like a Scooby-Doo plot. Oh, it was a criminal in a costume all along.
I think they have to be ghouls. Isn't that what it? Yeah, because we were watching me and my husband were watching a thing on it. They have to be like a specific type of zombies that aren't zombies, so they have to be like they can't have any bones sticking out, but they can just be like ashy toned other people. Yeah, I don't know.
So I know in for example World of Warcraft, in the dungeons they take out all the skulls and stuff like that and they put strawmen like scarecrows.
Yeah, they just put the dummies
and then instead of like some places there'll be like body parts and stuff, you know. And they take that out and they put like food, like bread.
Well, they changed the entire Death Knight class, so you can't have your summons. You just have different summons instead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and also let's not forget they had to get rid of the 2 kissing skeletons in the background. So.
Wait, what?
No, so basically,
you
couldn't have a movie like Richard Gere's Red Quarter nowadays.
Yeah, or the end of Army of Darkness. That would not be very good.
Right.
Oh no. Which I like that movie, but it's not not on DVD. I wanted to rewatch it. I was like, it's a bilingual movie where she actually acts in a movie and she doesn't. It's when she was attempted to be an actual actress.
I thought you were talking about Army of Darkness.
No, I was Red Corner. It's a good movie.
Right. Okay.
It's forgettable, but it's a good movie.
I've never heard of it, but it's Richard Gere movie.
Yeah, he like goes to have sex with a Chinese girl,
Oh.
but when he leaves the room, he comes back, she's murdered, he gets framed for it, and in China, you're guilty until proven innocent, and like all this shit's going against him, and you have like all this political stuff, and we're gonna shoot you in the head, we're gonna mail the expense of the bullet to your family. It's a really good movie that kind of shows you how messed up. Well, I wouldn't say messed up. How different. Let's say that. How different.
I believe messed up is appropriate.
Yeah.
Messed up. I mean, yeah.
But
China's
it's
authoritarian, you know.
It's a good movie. It kind of reminds me of like that Wesley Snipes movie where there was a murder, Rising Sun. That's what it, right? Wesley Snipes and Sean Connery.
Yeah, no,
Was
I
it
think it was
Sun?
Rising Sun. Yeah, wow, that was a lot. Oh, quick thing from Warrior King has joined us. He's in the chat. He says it's sad how superhero media has gone downhill in recent years when it seems like only yesterday that things were looking up. And then Monstrosities, aka Matt, says Laura's in the house? Question mark. Laura's in the house! Exclamation point. So yes. So yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you for joining us, Laura and Nick. I just wanted to say, you guys were doing your own stream not too long ago, correct?
Like Nick does his Twitch stream, so he was doing that earlier today.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, it's I try my best not to overlap with other people's programming, so I apologize about that. But no, it's cool. What is your Twitch? If Nick is available, what is his Twitch channel? Or you can just advertise it, Laura, since you live with him.
Nick's right here. He's just he's just playing a game on the computer.
I'm playing a game and hanging out, trying to be silent. It is Jensen, which is JENNSENVT.
He's a cute little dragon VTuber girl.
Yes, I feel like it's funny that I'm made a little cute
deep voice man.
Deep voice, yeah, a little cute dragon girl as just a deep voice man talking.
He was streaming like, what was it, 5 hours ago? Yeah. So I mean, it wasn't overlapping. He was just playing a game earlier, so he couldn't come on.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll accept that, because I'll accept that over what the hell CR or Familiar Faces is doing these days. Sorry, another weird obscurity from Raph and Enshohma. So, and by the way, was that your dog Shisa growling a little while ago?
Yeah, she wanted up, and now she wants down.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Shisa's adorable. It's like, if I don't know if I have a picture of her, but I'll try to share on screen. But with that says, I know exactly what she was saying. I'll translate it. It was,
I want a dune buggy. Why can't I ride around in a dune buggy?
No, Nick does want to get her like a little. Was it because he wants a moped? Yeah. And he wants to get a little basket so she can ride in the basket. So that's pretty close to a dune.
Oh my goodness.
Boon. A dune buggy.
A dune buggy.
Right.
We don't really have dunes where we live though, so I don't really know how much fun we could have with a dune buggy.
Okay, so yeah. Oh my god, that's so. I gotta see pictures of that. Oh my god, that's adorable.
She is cute.
Yes. What were we talking about before I got into like, hey, let's talk about our pets?
I believe superhero media.
Oh yeah.
And
I don't think
movies.
it's going downhill. I think the problem is you're having to do different interpretations, like Invincible and The Boys and stuff like that, and that's not everybody's cup of tea. But you have to do it in order that way you look different from everything else.
Yeah,
or in the way of like Gotham Knights. It's like I said, that just good.
Like I actually like that looks. The Boys. I really like it. My wife doesn't want to watch it because it's like basically fucking
nihilism. That's all it is. Nihilism.
It's also very gory. You know, she's not into that stuff. So
that first 15 minutes of that latest, the first season of because we were watching it with Andres or with Kaiju Noir, and that first 15 minutes of that, was it the third season?
Yeah,
it was like the funniest fucking thing I think I've ever seen.
Did that involve a hero called Termite?
Yes.
God.
Oh.
I haven't watched it. I just saw a clip, and I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna watch this with my dad. That's for sure.
Oh no, this would not be a
family.
What is it?
Raph, you don't want to know what happened.
I know
your
what
virgin
happened.
ears can't take it.
No, I know what happened.
It was beautiful. Beautiful. And then they put him in a little cocaine bag and he gets high and it's like a little tiny Ant-Man in a big bag of cocaine. And you're like, oh, great. And then he has to eat his octopus friend and I almost cried because it was so sad.
But yeah, getting back, like, it is kind of hard to differentiate, right? Because I think that was part of the problem that the DC people had, is they didn't want to make their movies exactly the same as Marvel. So they went like with this sort of broody, dark kind of Zack Snyder hates everything kind of route, and that just blew ass. You know, but although you know, the Suicide Squad movie they made is pretty good, and then that spin-off TV show looks awesome. I haven't had a chance to see it.
I actually got I watched Peacekeeper. It's ridiculously good. So I would highly.
I don't have HBO, so I haven't had a chance to see it, but it looks awesome. Yeah.
It's weird to watch it because you kind of expect it to be like Marvel money, but it's not. So it's like a superhero story, but you can tell it's like cheaper made.
Right.
To the point where it's kind of campy, and I'm like, I like this a little bit better than like Hawkeye and Times Square and Christmas, and it's like, you know what? He's just there's a bald eagle and they're fighting in the South.
See, the thing is, the Marvel like Disney Plus shows, I think, like so far have been pretty consistently decent. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still in the middle of Moon Knight. Haven't finished watching Moon Knight yet.
Oh,
it's funny. Like, I'm actually kind of really enjoying it because Moon Knight is one of the like D-list like Marvel characters. Like Moon Knight, who the fuck's ever heard of Moon Knight, right? Like, if you're not into the comics, that's not one that you know, right? And it's actually pretty good.
It's only to be a one-season show, though.
So, I mean, so far, like as far as the shows go, like there really hasn't been any losers. You know what I mean? Like, they've had a couple of movies that have kind of stunk. Like The Eternals was kind of crappy.
That was horrible.
You know, I mean, it was just very. But I mean,
a dune buggy.
Yeah,
right.
It needed multiple dune buggies.
It just wasn't to the same standard as. I mean, the thing is, it was still it was still watchable.
I don't know about that. Yeah,
you know, but
it felt like
I wouldn't
Marvel
go that far.
To do a DC movie, and I kept forgetting that it was a Marvel movie.
But it wasn't to the same standard. I mean, you know, you're expecting like fucking. I mean, Marvel, you're expecting like fucking Endgame and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, like they've kind of upped the ante. So every movie they make now has to be really awesome, and if it isn't, then people hate it.
And that's what happened to Doctor Strange. Everybody's like, it's good, but it's not as good as everybody hyped it up to be.
I thought it was good. I thought it was great, to be honest. Like, I thought it was as good as the Spider-Man, like, you know, the last Spider-Man movie that came out with fucking all the guest stars in it.
But at least with your Marvel movies, everything has, like, sort of the same tonal things to it. You know, it's not like the Black Adam movie. It looks really, really good. But then I just got through watching The Batman, and I still question how in the bloody hell that was almost a 3-hour movie.
What'd you think of that Batman movie anyway?
I didn't care for it.
Not a fan?
I appreciate what they did. I wish that everybody would talk more than just the subtle. Everybody whispered in that movie, so it was that was aggravating as crap. And I understand why everybody acted the way they did, but fuck me, it should not have been 3 hours. There's no. The plot was not that intense to be a 3-hour movie. I just
it was very slow moving.
Slow.
For sure. It could have used a lot more action than it actually
Maybe I'll appreciate it if they
detective movie.
But
the Batman. You're talking about the Batman.
I'm forced to agree though that the majority of it was just Batman standing around glaring at shit.
And whispering.
And whispering and forgetting to take his eye makeup off.
To be fair, though, thank God he whispered and it wasn't another, you know, Batman.
I mean, the plot was pretty good. You know, I thought the Riddler, the guy who played the Riddler, did a great job. And in fact, the way that character was written, I thought was pretty good,
it was. Too. It's a big Zodiac killer.
I think the whole thing with the Joker, they should have left that out.
It wasn't. Thankfully, it wasn't that big. But you could have cut Catwoman out of that movie almost completely.
Yeah,
she didn't really attribute anything to that movie.
To the plot. Not really.
Other than just being Falcone's my father, that's it. That was it. I mean, I liked the ending, though. By the time I got to watching it only 2 weeks ago, with the whole Riddler gang mowing people down with guns, I was like, oh man, this is so good. This movie didn't come out just a little while ago. Jesus Christ.
Well,
I was like, that hits a little too close to home right now.
They were totally banking on it. Yeah, I mean, they were.
It's not like that hasn't been happening like every day for the last couple of years, anyway.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
exactly. But
I might appreciate the movie more if they go, like, with the second movie, if they go into like the Court of Owls, like they want to. I might go back. I might retrospectively have more appreciation, because this movie unfortunately gets that big burden of setup, and that's what's going to hamper it so much. But there was just so little action in that movie. Like, compare.
You don't need. That's not an
I
action
preferred that. I didn't want any action.
Well,
he's the greatest detective, not the greatest fucking Ben Affleck Batman. Like,
but when you have like a
yeah, Jesus Christ, yeah.
I mean, like,
I am Gotham's reckoning.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like the car chase scene that was in that movie was not that great.
Right.
It was really. It was really. Yeah, that car chase scene was really tame. Like, it was just people swerving back and forth on a road.
Like, it's a detective movie about a detective Batman. Like, it's not like fucking Fast 5. Like, it's not like Vin Diesel coming out with his dick out all ready to do stuff. Like,
I wasn't expecting something like that.
Yeah, you're part
All
of the
right.
Bat family. It's like, I feel like people are tainted from these Marvel movies. They just expect all this stuff. It's like, like the fucking thumb drive thing. I lost it. I thought it was hilarious. Like, I expect from Batman. It was great.
I'm not expecting like the Marvel action scenes, but like I'm comparing it to other Batman action scenes, like the Tumbler from like the
much better Batmobile.
None of the detective scenes in any of those movies make any sense. And that third Batman movie doesn't make any sense. It's like they held Gotham hostage for 3 months and like nothing. Like
Dark
the
Knight
police
Rises
are still there.
See, what I didn't get about that is how the cops stay in the sewer for a month and they like are
The
wearing
whole
the same
town, they cut
clothes.
off the whole town for 3 months, and no one is like, it's a different season. They're in the same spot. Like they weren't just shitting their pants for 3 months. Like,
well,
they were in the sewers, so they did have a way out there. I'm just saying.
But then there's all the other people in the town. It was just shut up. Like they're just.
I mean, if it was 3 days, that'd be one thing, but for a month or whatever, like how do you?
3 months. He had to like recover from a broken spine.
Yeah.
Even if he just flew to not Puerto Rico? Where's Bane or the prison? Made up country?
It's like in the Middle East somewhere or something, right?
No, it's like South America. Isn't it South America?
Sorry,
I don't know. Something. Well, I know Bane in the comics is from South America, but I think in that movie, wasn't it like
he's from like someplace in England,
Tajikistan or some shit like that, or?
I don't remember, but yeah. So even if it was just him flying to a different place with a broken spine and then like recovering, like you don't recover from a broken back in a couple days, and it's winter when it gets taken over, and it is summer when he comes back.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 3 months, and that's what I don't get. It's like, how are the cops like? I mean, they haven't changed their clothes in 3 months.
It's
they
a whole
haven't
fucking
shaved.
town, yeah. And then all of a sudden they all like know to come out at the end, and they're all like,
same time.
Like, how did you get food? How did you get water? Was Bane's crew like running the system's water? Like,
okay.
I have
the Batman being 3 hours is just fucking ridiculous, and I will not stand for it. Oh my god.
Getting back to the Dark Knight Rises, you do know there was a deleted scene where everything about the cops was explained. That Killer Croc had his own little hotel business down there, and it worked out okay for everybody.
But what about everybody else in the town? They blew up all the bridges. There's people like on the bridges. No, it's stupid.
You're right. There was a bunch of
stupid
plot
joke
holes.
too, Raph. I'm disappointed.
So all right, if you could make
I thought it was good.
a Batman movie, what would you do? Like, let's say they put you in charge of a Batman movie and said, okay, you can do whatever you want. Budget is not a problem. What would you make?
For what?
Well, I'll share my thoughts. I kind of want to go down the route of like Batman versus horror movie monster, because there's so many like good horror movie style monsters he has in his rogues gallery, like, you know, a proper Clayface or a Man Bat. Alternatively, though, I wouldn't mind making a Batman movie where, yeah, it's Batman against criminals, but try to make it more of a... I don't want to call it an action comedy, because I don't want it to be overly campy or silly, or heaven forbid, some of the out-of-place snark that the Marvel movies kind of, you know, irk me with. But, you know, I would like to see something like just a pure-on action-adventure thing, where it's like Batman against, like, one of his more bizarre opponents, whether, you know, that'd be like, let's try Mr. Freeze again, but make him slightly more serious. Or, you know, it's like, I'd love to see the ventriloquist come back in a film form. So I know we had a live action ventriloquist in the Gotham series, but, you know, less said about Gotham the better. It's like they did Professor Pig dirty, in my opinion. But yeah, that's my answer for a Batman style movie. So maybe you can still be in the grimy, dark Gotham, but maybe try to get into the light a little more without going overboard. Like, again, like a Marvel film snark, or even Adam West style campiness, despite how much I actually enjoy the Adam West version of Batman. So
I think they should bring him back, by the way.
Who?
The Adam West
Batman.
I mean, you know, cast another actor.
I'm sorry to tell you this. I know you thought Elvis was alive, but I'm sorry to tell you that Adam West is passed away.
You heard that part. So
well, when I was 10, I thought he was alive. But anyway, no. But seriously, I think that'd be funny if, like, they did a like, if everything about, like, let's say they did like this latest Batman, dark, grimy, gothy, emo Batman, but Batman is like Adam West, and everything else is the same. Like, that'd be the funniest thing ever. Like, and if they played it completely straight.
Mark, have you seen that online video where they digitally inserted the Adam West Batman into the middle of the latest Batman movie? And he's doing like the Bat Tussie while they're trying to shoot him.
That would be the funniest. Like, I mean, I know this is something that would never happen in a million years, but it would be hilarious. You know, like, holy rusted metal Batman or whatever. Like him, Batman, and Robin.
The line they did in Batman Forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it was hilarious, right? Wasn't that the best part of that movie? It was great.
That kind of was the only thing in that movie that was worth anything. I don't know. Those two are we should not talk about those.
There's definitely a decline in quality from the beginning of that series to the end.
Right.
Yeah. I like, my favorite one ever is Batman Returns with Danny DeVito, because Danny DeVito is awesome, and that movie is like so incredibly badly written that every line in it is super ridiculously cheesy.
Double entendre sex joke. Yeah.
At least my nose isn't gushing blood. Like, it literally seems like they wrote that movie in like an hour. Like Tim Burton had this is probably what happened. Tim Burton probably had like this masterpiece, right? Like, he probably spent like all summer writing it. And it's like, okay, this is it. You know, this is draft number 500 or whatever. This is it. Bam, Batman Returns. And then it got lost on the way there, and he had to dig it up, and he could only find like his second draft, and he had to turn that in, or else he was going to lose the $1 million or whatever. And since he was Tim Burton, they're like, well, you know, this guy made Beetlejuice, so fuck it. Okay, let's. You know. And then they just did it.
Something else.
And this whole time, for like the last 30 years or whatever, he's been just putting on this lie that, yeah, that's how I wanted it to be. And in real life, he's like every night crying himself to sleep, going, this is going to be a good movie, and I blew it. You know.
Hey, the penguin speech at the end of that movie, when he's talking to other penguins, is great. I have that thing like memorized. That is such a fun
bad
scene.
It's hilarious.
Oh, it is.
That entire movie is so bad. And the thing is, everything else about the movie is awesome. Like, the music is really good. The stage design and like production design and all that, and the costumes and the actors, you know, like at the time, like those were like the top-notch people, like Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito and fucking, you know what I mean?
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken was like his brings his A game to it.
Yeah, which
with
is
this like one-dimensional, badly written character with the dumbest fucking dialogue ever.
Yeah,
I'll push her out a higher window. Like,
the funny thing was he wasn't even in the original script. He just showed up, started hanging out on set. That's the way he usually dressed, and they decided to keep him in the movie.
They're like, oh, he's gonna be in the movie anyway. Fuck it. They probably didn't even pay him.
He did the same thing in the rundown, honestly.
He probably just showed up and they just filmed him without him knowing.
He's gotta feed me.
I can tell you right now, you could definitely do the Calendar Man now with this super, super dark Batman, what they want to do.
Well,
I don't know if you can get away with the whole serial killer thing. Still got to be PG-13. I was really amazed how kind of graphic they were able to get with that movie, though, and still keep that PG-13.
As long as you don't swear, it kind of seems like they don't care.
No, you get one F-bomb. That's all you get.
But then you have to augment with less violence. Is usually how it works out. So you gotta pick your F battle.
Now, is
they
it
should
one?
Make Condiment King in one of these.
Yeah, is it one FU or is it two FUs you can get away with in a PG?
No, it's one. It's only one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Everyone, it's like Spider-Man. Everyone just gets one. But so I know they were. I know they were talking about doing like the Quarter Owls, which would really fit with what they want to do. Calendar Man, you could do. I don't know if you could do Mr. I know they kept talking about Mr. Freeze. I don't know if you could do that with this type of Batman. Like that technology seems like true. What he had in his little Batcave thing with the what is it? The contacts that had just the most amazing audio and video capturing equipment ever. I still don't think you get away with Mr. Freeze, though. I would love to see a Mr. Freeze that's more in the style of less puns and more in the style of the animated series and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it would have to be a little more lighthearted, kind of fantasy-based movie rather than this.
I would personally like to see the Clock King, but that's just me.
Yeah. What now? Before I read this comment, I just have to ask: would it be like the Clock King, similar to how he appeared in the original animated series from the '90s?
Yeah.
I just want to let you guys know the Clock King episode. That's like one of my all-time favorites from that series.
Oh, right on.
I mean, he could fight Batman hand to hand because he knows the timing of all of his moves. That's what's like such flabbergasted about that character. It's totally unbelievable, but it's still really cool.
Yeah. So if we were middle managers and we had a really bad day, we could take on Batman, right?
Yeah.
So speaking of middle managers who had really bad days, Doomzilla says, I still prefer Batman 89, and then I asked him, why do you like the 89 movie? And then he follows up saying, simple, it holds up, very nostalgic, Keaton and Nicholas killed it. It has the best Batmobile. It was a game changer for the superhero films, the music, and it helped give shape to the animated series. So, which is a pretty good laundry list of why that movie still holds up. So, Prince music notwithstanding, maybe? I don't know. How do we feel about Prince in Batman?
I actually like Prince, so I thought it was fine. But I actually listened to Prince like as a normal person, so unironically.
Right.
I read somewhere that Tim Burton made that movie all in sound stages and stuff like that because he wanted to get the same sort of feeling. Like he wanted the same feeling that it was like an old-timey sort of movie from the 40s or 50s or something. And like a lot of his movies he does that apparently. He even when they have
now.
Yeah, like, I mean, of course, like, when you watch something like Alice in Wonderland or whatever, it's, like, all CG, but, like, apparently a lot of his movies are like that, like Edward Scissorhands, you know, they're all sort of indoor sets, and stuff like that. Sleepy Hollow is, like, even the outdoor scenes, they build, like, an indoor set with the forests and everything so that it sort of has the same feeling as an old movie, so... That was always kind of cool. And you can definitely see that in the first two Batman films. Like, you know, they're out in the city and stuff. It's obviously like a set, you know. So, But yeah, I think those are actually pretty good. I mean, I don't know. Tim Burton is like sort of a hit and miss director. Like it seemed like in the beginning of his career, like everything he did was like really good, and then he had sort of a string of a couple of losers. You know,
all
like,
started with Planet of the Apes.
What's like the most recent Tim Burton movie?
You guys didn't like Charlie
Dumbo?
and the Chocolate Factory?
Oh, Dumbo.
No, Dumbo was his most recent one, wasn't it?
Yes, I believe it
Yeah.
was.
So I saw I
seen
saw
Charlie
a
and the
sneak
Chocolate
preview of that.
My brother
of
and I saw
Dumbo.
it in the theater opening day. It was
Why?
terrible.
Why?
So I saw a sneak preview of Dumbo where all the effects weren't done yet, and there's this part at the end, right, where Dumbo is like, you know, there's like the tent is on fire, and then they're like, oh no, you know, like somebody's trapped at the top of the stairs or whatever, and then it's like we got to do something, and then it cuts to Dumbo, and then it has this really, and I wish to God this was on the internet somewhere because it was the funniest thing ever. It had this really like low polygon version of Dumbo, and it just said like surprise under it, and it was the funniest thing. And then it cut back to the people, and like somebody has to save him. Then it cuts back to Dumbo, like this PlayStation 1 looking Dumbo, and it says determination. And then it cuts back to the people, and they're like, look, Dumbo's gonna save her. And then it goes back to Dumbo, and it's like, you know, it's like resolve, and it was the funniest. And so the thing is, it's like, imagine the audience, right?
That sounds like a
Everybody's
Pokemon
watching
game.
this movie,
Yeah.
and the circus is burning down and stuff, and it's like getting all like intense, and like everyone's like on the edge of their seat, and then like this fucking like, you know, Nintendo 64 Dumbo pops up, surprise, and the theater just fucking, everybody just started busting up so loud.
What
It was
is-
the funniest fucking thing. It was so funny.
I'm
like-
sorry.
Did you guys get anything out of that?
Yeah.
I've never been
Oh.
to like a pre-done like a
Okay.
movie preview thing.
No, I just have to say this before I forget. This, you talking about this incomplete Dumbo reminds me of the Millhouse editing gag from The Simpsons. It's like, we can use editing to bring back Millhouse. Are you ready for that, boy? Sure.
Yeah, it was. Oh my! I wish I could find that online. Maybe I should try to recreate it because it was so funny. And I just remember that because, like, at the end of those previews, they give you a little card to fill out. Right. So, what did you like about the movie? What sucked? Whatever. And I wrote in there, I'm like, please keep the surprise Dumbo thing in the final version. Because, dude, it got the biggest. And the thing is, like, you could see the executives. They're sitting at the front, like in the theater. They have like their reserved seats. You could see them looking around at people when everybody started busting up. It's like, holy fucking shit. Anyway, no, that was a pretty good movie though. Like, I liked how it was very low key subversive. Like, the villain in that movie is obviously Walt Disney. You know. Like, and that was very like,
yeah, that would explain
you
the
know,
scene where he tries to send Dumbo up the river through the McCarthy hearings. I had
But,
to.
What?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
So do you guys get anything out of that? Or is it just like you get to sit in an air-conditioned building and maybe get some free popcorn?
oh, do you get? I mean, well,
You get to see the movie.
you get to see the movie for free. I mean, that's the first thing. And you know, it's not like,
You get to see an uncompleted version of the movie.
well,
It's
yeah,
like beta testing. It's like people need to beta test games. You need to watch a movie. It's like
it is kind of like that. But you know, it is, the movie's complete. But yeah, some of the, like, most of the scenes are complete, but there are parts where it's like, okay, this is effect pending or whatever. But they usually give you a free ticket and you get like free popcorn or whatever. I actually I saw the same kind of preview for when they re-released Star Wars in 1997 with the special edition. I actually went to a preview of that, and that was awesome. Like, not only did we get to see it, and it was like 99% complete, like there was a few parts that were still messed up, but we got that, but everybody got a free poster, and they got free popcorn, and they bought McDonald's for the entire theater, and the kids got action figures. It sucked because they wouldn't give me one. Right? Because I was like, hey, can I get one of those? Oh, no, kids only.
Now, did you
I
do?
couldn't complain because it was all free.
Yeah,
so.
did you do the reverse 3 children in a trench coat gag where you you know, you put
I'm
your
just walking
shoes
on my knees or whatever.
yes with your shoes. So it's like
I am
I'm
only
yogurt.
12.
Got a
Let me
particular
have
period
action
condition.
No, but that was kind of cool. So, they're not all like
Mm-hmm.
crappy, because usually when you go to one of those free things, it's some movie that you've never heard of and you never see ever again, and it's like, did you like it? Well, I really like the alligator rape scene or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Why? Why do you?
Sounds like a Roger Corbett movie.
Right.
From the 80s.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So sorry, everybody. But Roger
We
Corman.
just made a sequel to The Suckling.
Okay.
It's a horror movie. Look it up.
Oh,
It's terrible.
okay. I know about the mutant baby. Oh, let's not go into.
Yeah, where the fetus comes out of the mom
No,
and goes back
shut
in
up.
after she kills.
Quiet.
Wait, what's this called?
No,
Sounds kind of awesome.
stop.
Yeah.
The Suckling.
The Suckling, huh?
It's
Let me look that up.
Oh God. It's
The Suckling. All right.
yeah. Don't
Yep.
let's not dwell on it. Okay. Let's
Let's move on.
Exactly. So Warrior King says, I like how the Clock King returned for the Suicide Squad / Task Force X episode of Justice League Unlimited. He served as the mission control guy of the team. Honestly, he fits the squad better than Quinn. And then Doomzilla says, I love that episode. Best part, my eyes, the goggles do nothing. Okay.
We're on the goggles. The goggles.
Dude, The Suckling looks like the best movie ever.
You asswipe. Why did I invite you? Where's Brayton? Brayton usually
Also known as
this
Sewage
joint.
Baby. Dude, its alternate name is Sewage Baby. We gotta watch this movie.
No. No.
It's kind of a sucky they couldn't. I mean, obviously it's a cartoon. They couldn't use the term Suicide Squad, so they had to use Task Force X.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you, Zaza Draws. The Suckling. Yeah. Oh wait, that is the name of the movie. All right, never mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, you guys are weird. Now back to my lobster monster.
All right, Raph.
Yes.
Raph, what is the worst movie you've ever seen?
Oh my goodness.
Like ever?
Oh my goodness. I don't know. That's a good question.
No.
I think
what you consider bad. So it doesn't have to be like, oh, this movie was bad.
Here's the
but
thing: you guys are
the
way
movie you hate.
Yeah, you guys are way more forgiving of terrible movies than I am. As far as movies I hate, though, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't.
You must not hate a whole lot of movies because, like, it should come to the top of your head.
Yeah.
If you genuinely Aquanoids for me, it will always be Aquanoids to that question.
Aquanoids, huh?
It's-
okay, I gotta look it up.
Oh.
That was very quick.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It did something to my mind.
My
Yeah.
child.
Terrible.
The 2014 live action Devilman movie, I think, is pretty high up there. And yeah, that movie. Okay, thank you, whoever sighed, who understands what I'm talking about.
Well, I understand sorta.
Wait. Aquanoids. So this looks like a Z grade kind of creature from the Black Lagoon.
Shot on
ripoff.
shitio type of video. It's terrible. What I liked about the Devilman movie
bad.
was like
Great, a defender. Go on.
the only thing I liked about that movie was like when people realized that there were demons, and then basically you had like this Salem witch trials type thing where if someone didn't like you, they could just point and go demon, and then a mob will just cut your head off like they did the one girl.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought that was an interesting plot point that they did. Like, it's like, wow, this world really got screwed up. Now the CGI and everything else, the ending and the whole, yeah, that was stupid. But that one point I will give for that movie was pretty interesting, that, you know, humanity turned way worse than any demon ever was, because we just turned and ate our own just at the mere thought that somebody could be something else.
Yeah, but that's another thing why I don't like the movie. It's like people tend to go out of its way to defend it because they have no knowledge of anything else Devilman related. So it's like people who've never properly sat down and seen the original Twilight Zone outside a couple of clips, and they just instantly assume, oh yeah, the new Twilight Zone on the CBS is definitely way better. It's like
that's the point of a movie. I shouldn't have to research a subject. Like, I'm just critiquing the movie just on the movie. Like, it's not like when I go watch a Batman movie or a Superman movie or hell, even the Cowboy Bebop live action TV series. I'm not basing that off of previous manga, anime adaptations, other people's stories. I'm basing it just on that sole little window of what that one product is.
You should be able to go see any movie like
Independent of
fresh
itself.
and know nothing about the thing and still
Like Harry
enjoy it.
Potter. I shouldn't say like,
You know?
oh, it's not as good as the books. Well, I don't really care if it's as good as the books. What was the movie?
Exactly. You should be able to enjoy it for what it is. And that's what makes a good movie good, is that you can just go into it blind. And what is this? Oh, I had a good time. I watched it. It was interesting. And if it's good enough, it'll make you want to go and read the book or whatever, right? That's,
But I could say that I prefer one over the other. Like, I could say I prefer the Devilman anime, which I do. Even the new, even the Crybaby one they just came out with. I prefer that, but I'm not going to say one is shit because it's not as good as another one is.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. It's like I have a personal hatred against...
Well, actually, I can hear the glasses you don't have being pushed back in your nose right now.
Shut up, Laura. No, that's not true. I take my glasses off and throw out the window. There you go. No. I think another thing I hated about the Devilman movie. Well, yeah, granted, there is some good commentary there, but again, it's been done better in other adaptations before and since. But more the point, though, it's like in the wrong hands, it still comes off incredibly portentous. Portentous is the edgelord version of portentous. But with that said, though, I have kind of personal beef against that movie because, like, so many Devilman fans in America who never sat down and saw that terrible movie would defend it just because it's Devilman. Like a Batman fan who will defend Batman properties even when Batman, the property in question, sucks.
Yeah,
so,
do you bleed? I bled from my love of this movie.
I bled, yeah.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
getting mad about that doesn't do anything for you. It's just people are gonna be dumb. Like
I know, but it was just like an extra twist of the knife for me, and I am grateful to Titan Goji, aka David, right? Davis. It's like I'm terrible with real names.
If you don't know what his name is,
just say Titan Goji.
Okay, Titan Goji.
You're making it sound like you know him, but you're like, it's David, right? It's David.
I'm terrible with first names. Leave me alone, Sammy and Jake. That's your name, right? Okay. No. It's like, thank goodness he did his video talking about the live-action Devilman movie, because had he not, I'd still be in a world where it's like, you can't speak bad about Devilman. He's cool. Did you watch this movie? No, but it's the Devilman.
Good, the little man. The little man that's on his face. It's good.
So, but with that says, though, there's got to be, like, maybe some kind of teen comedies I watched that just really pissed me off, because I really can't stand that kind of, oh god, flippant, stupid attitude of a lot of movies. But yeah, no, it's weird. I think unfortunately I've been watching more good movies than bad. So I really can't tell you, like maybe Monster Go-Go. There's another one that's goddamn terrible. Like, you know, they
No, it's funny because I just watched a review of that, like, yesterday.
Oh, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
it looks pretty fucking horrible.
Yeah, especially with, like, in real life, they ran out of money, so the movie just ends abruptly with the monster disappearing, and then the narrator going, the monster was never real to begin with.
Yeah, like, so for anybody at home who hasn't seen this movie, so apparently it was like a movie that the guy that made it ran out of money, and then he tried to finish it years later, so there's characters that never, like, came back, and so they just disappear from the narrative, like, completely. And then there's another guy who was like this doctor, plays this doctor, but then when he started filming it again, like, the dude looked completely different because it was like 10 years later, so like the guy gained 20 pounds and lost all his hair. So they're like, so he's like, oh, he's just playing the brother of this doctor, you know. And then and it ends like Raph said, like, it ends, they don't show the monster, they don't like nothing. It's just the whole thing was like, oh, it was all a what was the excuse exactly? Like
Mass
it got
hysteria.
away or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it
was that
disappears
weed
into the
fungus.
sewers
No.
and then
That weed
that's it.
fungus.
And it was like, it's like, dude, like, maybe your movie wasn't finished being made for a reason because it was fucking horrible. And there apparently there's like scenes where the sound is really messed up. Like it sounds like it was recorded like in a bathroom. It's all weird and echoey, but the characters are outside. Like just like, and it's not even just bad because the movie's bad, but it's like technically made bad, like on a technical sense. Like most of the bad movies you see, at least they get the lighting right, at least they get like the sound right and stuff like that. Like this one looks like incredibly amateurish in like every way possible.
Yeah.
And this was a movie that was in like theaters and shit. Like,
Oh,
it's kind of amazing.
Yeah, and the guy behind Monster Go-Go is of course Bill Rebane, who would go on to create Giant Spider Invasion in '78. So, but no,
really?
Yeah. Enough about us. Let's go to Nick and Laura. What's the worst movies you guys ever seen before we head on?
Big Man Japan.
Huh?
Big Man Japan.
What?
Not a fan of that, huh?
No.
No.
Big Man Japan, Raph.
Oh,
I haven't seen that one.
I was like, I know you fucking seen it, Raph, because it has giant people in it.
Okay.
It's a Japanese movie with giant things.
Yes. Okay.
Literally.
Sorry
I thought
about.
it was funny. I thought it was funny. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, here's
the part at the end where
I'm not surprised by that, but yeah.
like where the Ultra family is just picking on that monster at the end. Like I thought that was funny.
Yeah, and it was the end.
3 seconds out of a 2.5.
Yeah, I was more interested by the fucking toy giraffe in the background of one of those scenes. Like you can't judge you can't tell if a movie's good by like, oh, like the last 15 minutes were great. It's like no.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would say it was good, but I thought that was funny. I mean, the rest of the movie is kind of crap, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind Big Man Japan, but I totally see where you guys are coming from because in a weird way, the movie is a little too mean-spirited. And I know the movie is supposed to be like a hyperized spoof of like judgmental Japanese attitudes. Hence the reason our lead hero can't do anything right, even when he's doing a job that needs to be done. But it keeps cutting back to like, the regular citizens who it's like, oh, I wish you would just die and all that.
Yeah. Or like he doesn't get to see his daughter and his ex-wife's a bitch and his manager's eating her dogs and it's like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of similar to like certain, like I can't stand certain comedy shows or cartoon shows where you have a somewhat decent lead character. Granted, the titular Big Man Japan is still kind of a loser, but he really doesn't deserve all this shit placed upon him.
No, yeah, and I think that's kind of the frustrating part. But then it's like, there's just so much scenes of just him sitting there talking. And it's like, maybe I just don't really like that humor where it's just like, this is long and awkward, or I'm like, this could be not this.
Yeah. There are moments of brilliance in there, of course. Like again, the last 10 minutes of it, and I think the bit with the monster baby is pretty funny because it just it's dark.
Yeah, when he drops, yeah.
Yeah, it's dark, but at the same time, that's the only time I think in the whole movie where the public pissed off at Big Man Japan makes sense.
Yeah,
and it's funny too because even Big Man Japan was trying to he felt sorry for this poor monster kid, and he accidentally drops him because of a little oopsie doozy of a bitten nipple, if you will. Yeah. So, but no, yeah, I totally agree. That movie is a little too mean spirited, and I think a lot of people who are unfamiliar with a lot of American critics and fans just assume, oh yeah, this is spot on Japanese society, which is funny because Andres, if he wasn't out hanging out with a friend tonight, he was going to come onto the show until a friend invited him at the last minute. But if he was here, he'd probably give us a better idea of Big
Damn him for having outside connections.
Yeah, why can't he be here hanging out with this loser?
He's living the California life.
Right. And then we cut to, I wonder what Andres is doing. We cut to him. It's like, I'm on a dune buggy. Yeah.
He's on the Lamborghini just going down. I don't remember any of the streets in San Diego.
Oh, okay.
Or LA. I don't remember.
I think he lives in San Diego. So I know he doesn't live in Los Angeles. So, So he
living the Cali life. He's probably just taking his Ferrari through the Taco Bell drive-through, getting his Baja Blast.
I got the big bucks. Give me my burrito.
I would like the Baja Blast. Thank you.
Really? Oh
it's
my goodness.
2 for 1 taco? Really?
Right. Yeah, but no. Big Man Japan, I can totally see it because, yeah, a lot of people who have no idea about Japanese culture assume that's the way the Japanese are, and yes, Japan is pretty judgmental in a lot of things. There's that infamous saying, the nail that sticks out needs to be hammered back. And that's pretty much a reference to anybody in Japanese society who doesn't fit in the majority. But at the same time, yeah, right. Big Man Japan to me is like a more extreme version of Ed, and Eddie. It's like, why must Ed and Double D suffer for the sins of Ed? Okay, that's an odd reference. Okay, so Mark, did we ask you what's your all-time worst movie?
Oh God. I mean, yeah, I kind of like watching bad movies.
Yes.
So, but there are some that are just
it wouldn't be bad to you if you enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
So
well,
then
no,
that's not really an answer to that question.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that I know are crap, and I know that other people wouldn't like. And
you're on a show with a bunch of people who like monster movies. We are well aware of that facet as well.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about like made for cable, made for DVD kind of Chinese monster things not that long ago that were like sci-fi related. I kind of like movies like that. Like, not, I mean, they're a healthy distraction, I think, but sometimes there are some that are so horrible. And you know what it is? It's when a movie is badly made. That's what turns me off. Like, so not so much like, okay, this movie sucks, it has XYZ in it, but like when, for example, there's not sufficient lighting, especially a lot of old movies have this problem, and they try to film things at night and it's just like completely black, and you can't see anything. Like stuff like that, or stuff when like the guy's talking and you can't hear him because they don't have the mic set up right, or that kind of thing. Like those
half the 70s sponsor movies.
Yeah, like stuff like that really kind of turns me off. And I think it's not so much where if a movie's just stupid and boring, like if it's like stupid, boring, and badly made, then that really turns me off. Like there's one in particular called if you've ever heard it, it's a killer rabbit movie called Peter Rottentail.
Oh, Beaster Day.
Is that like an alternate?
Yeah,
like,
that's
title
an alternate. Yeah, with the really stupid looking rabbit puppet that goes around and just randomly kills girls in black t-shirts.
It's like a guy in a bunny suit, and every time he moves, there's this boing sound. Like they were trying to make it funny, and it's not funny in the slightest. It's annoying, and you can't hear things, and the lighting sucks, and the jokes are corny, and it's supposed to be like a horror movie, but there's no gore in it. It's just, and it's boring. Like when you just get that special combination of like stupid plot, crap effects, and horrible technical skills, like that's when a movie becomes like unwatchable to me. Like if it's just lacking in one of those areas, usually I can kind of enjoy myself. And at the very least, maybe I'll have it on as I'm doing something else and maybe glance at it once in a while. But something that, like, if you just fail in like all of those areas, and then it's I can't handle that. So like there's that one. There's a couple of like really bad ones. Like there's another movie called God, what the fuck is it called? I can't remember. It had some kind of like what the fuck was it? I'll have to look it up. I mean, I've got a couple of really, really bad directed DVD movies that came out in the mid 2000s that are like pretty horrible.
That review you watched on Monster Go-Go, was that from Fanboy Flicks? I'm just wondering.
No, it was a guy named I just watched it. His name's the Gore Geek, I think, on YouTube. Let me take a look.
Never heard of that one. I thought it was from Fanboy Flicks. He's another like Canadian YouTuber.
Right.
He
Yeah, I know. Fanboy Flicks is funny. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The Gore Geek, is he a big fan of An Inconvenient Truth?
Gore.
Al Gore.
All right, darn it.
It's called
Al Gore.
the horror geek. That's his name on YouTube. And it's like this sort of like big fat guy with a huge beard.
That's like half the horror reviewers.
Does he have a fedora and a vest shoe? That might narrow it down a little bit.
You see, I don't like dinosaurs with feathers. It annoys me.
He's a cool. No, it's a good channel.
Yeah, he's that guy with that like mile-long beard. Okay.
Yeah.
But is there
he's so monotone though. Like
his
his delivery is just strange.
You know what I'm talking
reviewing.
about? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I watched his Scarecrows review because I love that movie to death.
Right.
And I wanted to see what someone else talks about it because that's just kind of one of those 1980 horror movies that just people don't ever talk about. And when you talk, it's one of the very few good killer Scarecrow movies.
Okay, so how's everyone holding up?
I'm gonna have to end this in about 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That sounds good. I'm getting a little sleepy.
Yeah. Okay then.
Yeah, I mean I gotta work in the morning, but you know I can chill for maybe like another 15 minutes or so.
Okay then. Yeah, how long have we been going? Hold on.
I don't know. It's 1:30 in the morning here.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm so awake.
Oh my goodness.
2.5 hours, Raf.
Right. 2.5 hours. Okay, we're doing good. Yeah, I guess.
Someone think of a final question to go around the table.
What's your favorite color and why? I like blue.
Average wind speed of the African swallow.
Last question.
What are we looking forward to? Any media we're looking forward to?
Ooh, that's a good question, Laura. You get the gold star. Go on here.
Ooh.
Yes, you get the silver star, Nick, just because you're married to her.
I'll take the credit.
Okay.
Usually does.
Yes. So, God, what media am I looking forward to? Well, we were talking about the Rob Zombie Monsters movie earlier, and like I said, I am actually rooting for that one quite a bit.
Yes.
Because, yeah, I think Rob Zombie's more fun-filled Monster Kid side is going to really show himself. And I think the movie might turn out to be really surprisingly good. If not, just at least entertaining. I honestly can't wait to see Shin Ultraman if it gets a proper American release. You know, kind of like what happened with Shin Godzilla. Even though I know the movie isn't perfect as far as some of the more intelligent reviews go. But it looks interesting enough. And again, it's like, I'm a fan of the more wackier old school version of Ultraman that a lot of people can't stand anymore. Even the people who, you know, accept stupid Ultraman, aka Trigger. But yeah, it kind of appeals.
Just because you didn't finish the series.
No. Me and Andres are planning on how we're going to finish the series. With that says, if we do another Ultraman Trigger thing, we want to do a Abros versus Benali triple feature. We want to bring you aboard, EarthBaragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So by the way, Abros and Benali don't like each other. So. But yeah, what other things? That's pretty much it. I can't think of any other movies or TV shows coming out that would appeal to me.
I asked the question, I can't think of shit right now. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, did Sandman come out this year?
I don't know if it comes out this year. That just got a trailer for it though.
Oh, that's what I was wondering because I know it was like the Geek Week for Netflix, and I was wondering if they had the trailer for it. We'll have to watch that one.
Well, Netflix put out so many goddamn trailers, it was hard to keep track of everything.
So I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that too. The Sandman. That actually looks.
I really like the audio book.
I like the other book.
Well, I know there's I like the comic. I like the audio book.
It'll be interesting to see if they can actually pull it off. I'm more curious to see if they can actually pull it off. I don't know.
For sure.
Cool. Next, I guess.
I can't think of anything. I've got nothing.
Oh, I was like, that was a good question. I'm like, I don't even know what comes out this year. Is there Kong animes that come out?
Well, they just had a picture on Twitter.
Yeah, the paw print or whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that comes out this year.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that reminds me. There's also Netflix is also doing its own standalone Ultraman animated movie. So I know Matt Burkett is not happy. He thinks it's going to be a deconstruction of everything. But at the same time, I think it might be a good little family movie, kind of taking on Ultraman in its own right. So, and plus
like
the plot
old
line.
Ultraman, or is it an Ultraman movie following up like the manga?
No. Screw the manga. No, this is a completely self-contained standalone Ultraman movie inspired by the original '66 Ultraman, and it's an animated movie from the same people behind Kubo and the Two Strings.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
I doubt it's going to be stop motion then.
No, it's going to be a 2D CGI animation type deal. So.
Or Nope comes out this year too, doesn't it? Maybe Nope.
Oh.
Maybe I'm excited for Nope.
I do want to see that. I have liked all of Jordan Peele's horror movies.
That looked pretty good too.
Just wish it had a better title.
Nope.
I felt just dumb. 2 tickets for Nope, please.
I think there's stupider name movies out there.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like they ran out of ideas there and like, oh, we got to think of a name for this, man.
Like, nope.
God, yeah, it's so sad that we've run out of good titles. Like, there's multiple movies called Frozen. There's the horror movie. Yeah, there's the horror movie about the couple that gets stuck on a ski lift during a blizzard. And then, of course, there's the Disney movie, and I want to do a terrible illustration where it's Elsa and whatever name of her sister is, Anna, on that ski lift.
But that's just the name convention, though, in like the last 20 or 30 years since like the 90s. Your movies have to have like the fewest words in the title. It's either the blank or it's just fucking blank. You don't get
Doctor Strange in the multitude of
yeah, you don't get movies like with that kind of a title anymore.
Yeah.
You get Halloween. Which one? Halloween. Which one?
Halloween harder.
Exactly. Halloween 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Halloween Return.
I mean,
one of them is.
You just get a bunch of you just get a bunch of one-word titles because they think the people are too stupid to remember the full name of a title of a movie.
I also think syllables just hurt people too, so that's why they try to get rid of as many syllables as possible in the singular title. So, was I joking? You decide. No one decided.
Yeah, I don't even really know what's like coming. I mean,
I'm just excited for Decker.
To be honest.
It's got to be better than Trigger, Ultraman Decker. It's got to be better than Trigger was. Please, let it be more original.
Yeah,
I want it to be more original.
They just introduced a cute robot sidekick, so yeah.
I don't give a damn. It can be fine.
But...
Don't copy the same ending to the series that you're homaging.
Yeah, I really.
That was just terrible.
Yeah, I really, really hope they don't end up doing an Ultraman Gaia reboot style show. So, because it's like Ultraman Gaia was like lightning in a bottle. There's no way in hell you could do a series that spectacular in this day and age. So,
but that was what 30 years ago.
Yeah,
no, it will be almost 30 years. You had that nostalgia hitting. They're trying to keep their older fans and their newer fans. I understand it. They're making their money now. They're branching out finally. But I just have high hopes for Decker. That's all.
Right. So
I still hate the design. It looks stupid. I hate. Let's put a little tiny piece of armor on one side of the chest. Why can't it be in the middle? I don't like asymmetrical designs on my ultras.
Heart's on one side is at least on the same size as the heart.
It's meant to be like armor.
I didn't mean to upset you. I'm sorry.
He's having flashbacks.
It's meant to.
He's been triggered.
It's meant to. Yeah, it's meant to be like gladiator armor, where you have like only greaves on one of your legs, only a shoulder pad on one of your shoulders.
Right.
It's great for like a warrior, but it doesn't look good on an Ultraman character. It doesn't.
He's a lover. He's not a fighter.
I complain about it every time they do it to a freaking Kamen Rider too. It looks stupid.
The asymmetrical look.
All those Kamen Riders that are split down the middle just annoy the piss out of me. They just.
Did you not like that one season where it was just literally all of them, like two of them combined together?
Yes, I did not.
You're like, this is my OCD. My OCD.
It looks like a 5-year-old came up with that idea. I like this one.
Oh, is it Versus? No, wait, which one is that one? What is the one where they're put together?
W. Or no.
No, is it W? I only remember it because we watched the anniversary one and he shows up at the end. I'm like, that's so stupid.
Where's Andres when you need him?
Yeah, Andres.
He's in a Ferrari at Taco Bell.
Having a real life. Why can't you be a loser like me? Hey.
You know what I'm looking forward to is the next.
Thanks
Dune
for
movie.
agreeing there quietly, everyone.
I'm looking forward to the next Dune movie. I actually do want to see that. So.
Yeah, the first one wasn't half bad actually.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah, although with that says, I still think that last 4 minutes of the new Dune movie was just embarrassing, because I won't get into it. So we'll just
spoilers.
Yeah.
What happened in the last 4 minutes? It was so bad.
When it turned into the weird worm porn thing, right? Is that what that?
No.
Wait, what?
No. Okay, so I enjoyed the most recent Dune movie a lot. I really did, but I thought it had an incredibly awkward ending to it, because I know it's going to continue in the second movie, but they needed it ended on a better note than it's like, well, look, there's a guy sliding on the dirt. We can't show the worm yet, but can I ride that? Maybe next time. Wink, wink. Da-da-da-da-da. Produced by, I don't know. And then it just goes into credits. I just thought it was a little ridiculous. After how well it was doing, it just abruptly ended like a really crappy sitcom. So...
I wouldn't call it a crappy sitcom, but yeah, that was a kind of like, tune in next week kind of ending.
Will we finally?
Will there be worm sign? You're like,
And what about Baron Harkonnen? Why is he so fat?
Just him coming out of his vat being like, I'll see you there.
What? And then he just flies around like Tinkerbell at the end of A Wonderful World of Disney.
What are you talking about, Baron?
Oh my goodness. So, I am looking forward to the next season of What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh yeah, they just confirmed the next 2 seasons, right? I saw that today.
Yes. So, no, I really do enjoy that show immensely. It's like I never thought I would like a show about murderous vampires, but they're okay.
I didn't think I was gonna because I love that movie so much, and then so I was like, didn't really want to get into the show, but it's interesting how they're able to do a really good job with the show, like being independent of how amazing that movie is.
Yes, exactly. And I really enjoyed how the last season really leaned into the supernatural kitchen sink. Yeah, I granted that's like the oldest cliche where there's vampires all of a sudden. Oh yeah, in this closet there's a bunch of other monsters in here. Look, this girl was a fairy the whole time. That kind of mentality. But I really did.
I like when they have to move the car out of the room. To the other side. It was like, this is the stupidest thing.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! You idiots! There's a button here. So that's what that is. So, but I will say this because I know it's never going to happen. But you know who Peter Serafinowicz is? Okay, I'll take that as a no. Yeah, he's a British comedian. He played the Tick recently on the Amazon show before it got unfairly canceled. Yeah, I think Peter Serafinowicz, and plus he has a really hilarious. He had a really hilarious show on BBC, which is currently available on YouTube for free. But I think he would be perfect to play the Frankenstein to What We Do in the Shadows. Like if they ever wanted to bring the Frankenstein monster, I think Peter Serafinowicz would be great in it. So
that would be great.
Hello. All right, dude. I gotta hit the road here.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta go bed. I'm tired.
Like, for real.
Okay, I'm sorry for boring everybody. So I like Peter Serafinowicz.
No,
He's a
thank
lot.
you for...
It's 2:00 in the morning, Raph. It doesn't matter.
Well,
I like
thank you
stuff.
for inviting me. I appreciate it. Thank you for listening to my rants and crap like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry we called this episode. Wait, what was the title of this episode?
I don't think you had a title.
Oh no, we do. It's Jurassic World: Beginning of the End. And
Didn't
I'm
talk
not gonna
one word about Jurassic Park or the Locusts.
No. Let's let the whole world find out this weekend. I just talked to some people who saw some early screenings, and I just laughed my ass off, and this was the title I came up with immediately.
I think giant locusts could beat up the Jurassic Park dinosaurs. I think if you put them if you put one of them each inside of a jar, I think the locust would eat the dinosaur, and then
Okay, but
that would be the one you put a leaf in there for it to like live on. So
yeah, but
anyway, dude, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
so thank you guys. Thank you for having me on, and I will see you all later. Adios.
Okay, bye, Mark. Thank you so much for joining us. So yeah, no, if I could retroactively rename this episode, it'd be the Mark and James show. But with that said, Laura, Nick, thank you for joining us. It's late on your end. You guys go ahead and snuggle with all your doggies.
Yes, I will.
Okay,
Bye.
I'll talk to you guys later. So
sound good.
See you later.
Bye. Okay, EarthBaragon, it's just you and me. Time for
and then there was one.
Yeah, Mexican knife fight. Which is funny because I'm actually Puerto Rican. So my mom,
I was thinking more of a Highlander joke.
Yeah.
But
Oh, okay. That's even funnier. So.
There could only be one. I don't have the hair for Highlander though, so
yeah. There can only be one. So that was.
When do you ever see a bald Highlander?
Mm-hmm. So, oh, I didn't get it. Oh man, it's too late to do another Dune buggy joke. Okay.
Oh wait, there was a bald Highlander. Wasn't that the bad guy in that really terrible sci-fi original one? The blue guy.
Oh yeah.
The Smurf-looking guy.
Yes. Okay.
Oh
so,
god.
Doomzilla says, "Take care, Laura, Nick." And by the way, Doomzilla, yeah, Cyrene Crustacea. I think she will have a bioluminescent blue form when she's under the water in the darkness. So, but yeah, no, EarthBaragon, thanks for joining us.
And I got a shout out. This guy does not get enough. This guy does not get enough freaking watchers on his YouTube channel.
Who is it?
You could, I can't. Is it Ericet? He's the one that does all those redesigns.
Okay, yeah. If you can share it in the private chat here, I can share it into the chat.
He just put up the stone creatures from the Hanna-Barbera series, and it looks awesome. Looks nothing like that, but there's still, if I looked at that, I would say like, hey, that kind of looks like the Stone Guardian from the.
Oh my goodness! Oh
yeah,
okay.
It looks really good.
Yeah,
I wish it was more brown, but damn, that's a nice design. Yeah, it's a really.
No, let me see if I can share this with the audience. They got to see this. Did he just post this?
Yeah, he just posted like a couple minutes, 1 hour ago.
1 hour ago. Holy shit, that is a good redesign. Everything
he just gets like a bunch of favorites on there, but nobody writes anything on there. That's why I rant time. I hate that about DeviantArt. Listen, I love when people write comments, but what annoys me the most about DeviantArt is like I take the time out to reply to if you write a comment on any of my stuff, I will always write a reply. Even if you write a one-word comment like cool, I'll just put a smiley face, whatever. I at least acknowledge that you wrote something. I will try to. Sorry. What I hate is when you go onto somebody else's page and they have, varying degrees of artwork or whatever. But you see that this person has like tons of favorites, and you write a comment, and then you write a couple more comments on their artwork and stuff like that, and then other people do, but that person will never reply back, write back, or anything on there. And it's like, I feel like I'm going out of my way to discuss what I think works about your art and everything, and you don't get anything in return. And that's why I just can't stand that. It's not like a YouTube video where you'll have like thousands of comments. No way you can reply to all of that. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But DeviantArt, you don't get that. You get maybe 4 or 5 comments a type.
Yeah,
I just think that people should go out of their way and at least reply back. That's just me, though.
Yeah. No, I think the biggest problem is probably just like DeviantArt used to be really easy for, adding comments and interacting with people. But then it got a little unpopular, and then all of a sudden they decided to move DeviantArt to that new system. I forgot what they called it, but everyone hated it, and it was just so. It's still kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. And by the way, yeah, the Eros Art or Eros Art, how do you say his name?
I don't know.
Okay, it's probably Hispanic. That's why I can't say it. Yeah, this guy does amazing kaiju redesigns, and not only does he just do Godzilla kaiju, he does all sorts of kaiju, even obscure American monsters. But yeah, what you're seeing on screen is his take on the Guardians of Ramal, aka the stone creatures from the Hanna-Barbera Godzilla series, and that is ridiculously well done. So it might be a little too similar to Nazgul from the '98 Godzilla animated series. So.
Lion to lion.
Yeah. So, but no, I'm interested to see how he'll update this character. But yeah, that's gorgeous. So, I'd show more, but yeah, it's getting dark, and I think we should just call it a night. So.
Sun's going down, big guy.
Raph doesn't like things. Where's my dune buggy?
I got one. So, all right, but no, James, thank you very much for joining me. You and Mark have like really good rapport. I'm so glad you guys were able to
watch the same terrible,
freaking
movies.
Indeed. So
that's also why I try to stay away from anything political. I just like to talk about that.
Oh yeah, I know.
Every time it goes into the political thing, I keep my mouth shut.
I know. I try my best not to do the political crap, but it's the oh my god, it's like. No, I won't talk about it. I'll save that for time when I'm just by myself.
No, you're not gonna draw me out.
Okay, so yeah, let me think what kind of song I'm gonna end tonight. If you want to head out early, that's okay. I'll just sit with my thoughts all by myself, alone.
Okay, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna get some sleep before I have to go to work.
Okay, fine. You go now.
Okay, bye.
Bye, James. Thank you so much for joining us.
Always fun. Bye.
Bye. Okay, I'm all by myself. And this is the part where Brayton's going to show up. But yeah, no, we're going to try to get Andres back again in future episodes. Andres, like he told me, now that he's back in America, he just wants to party and go everywhere. And Brayton is slowly warming up to the fact that he's coming back. Although we might end up doing a special stream next week, depending on how many Westerns I watch from now until then. But we'll see what happens. And I doubt anyone's around. But yeah, let's see. The end of the night, the last part of the show, I can kind of get away with some BS that I can't get away elsewhere. I think I know exactly what I'm going to do. Hold on. I'm going to do something a little risky, but I think it's well worth it. Just because how much I've grown to love this particular music video I want to share. And it's short enough. It's from a live airing from an old British show, so I might be able to get away with it. Maybe not. Let's see. Okay, hold. Oh no, I want to watch later. Hold on. Watch later. History. Your videos. Oh, that's weird. Okay, hold on. Liked videos. Oh, was it liked videos? Okay, hold on. Let's see if you're here. No, you're not. Okay, hold on. Peddlers. Sorry about that, everybody. Oh, hold on. I'm not good at multitasking. And I'm sorry, everybody. It's like, I appreciate you guys very much as guests, but it is sad how we're never on top of the comments, and I'll try to do that in the future. So I'll try to be better about it in the future. So Oh, there we are. Okay, hold on. So as you might know, there's this band called the Peddlers, a 1960s, the 70s band. And I've been really getting into a lot of their music lately. And recently I discovered this amazing little live performance they did on a British television show. Hold on. This British television show in question... Oh yeah, they don't say which one it is here, but somebody recently took this performance and did a high scale digital take on it. And it's only about 2 minutes and 39 minutes, and it's a great song. I think I'm going to risk it and actually play it at the end of tonight's show. So let me just get the screen ready and get everything just right. So hold on. Oh, no, don't want to do that. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's the end of the show. I can afford to do this. Brayton, I swear, if you suddenly show up at the last minute, I'm going to scream my head off. So yeah, Brayton was supposed to come on board, but I think he got cold feet at the end. But like I said, we might be doing something a little special towards the end. And hold on, center the screen. Yep, not just yet. Good enough. Okay, good enough. Okay, so ladies and okay, let me check. Hold on. Stop sharing. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. I was trying to see if I could. Oh, there we go. No worries, Enshohma. Great stream, Raf. Says Doomzilla, and Working says no worries, Enshohma. All right, thank you. Okay, guys, thank you so much. You really do all mean a lot to me. And big thanks to James, EarthBaragon, Mark, Hawanja. All their links are in the description below, so if you want to see more work from them, by all means do so. They do great stuff. So yeah, also Nick and Laura, even though you came in towards the end, you guys are greatly appreciated. And like I said, at the end of the month, we're doing a Doctor Who live stream. So live watch, I should say. And it's the 5 Doctors, so it's a little more interesting than regular Doctor Who. But yeah, it's the end of the night. I usually like to play some music. Sometimes I get copyrights, not strikes, but like kind of like checks with it. But I feel bold, and this is a great live performance, and it's such a really good song too. So I think I'm gonna end the night by playing the Peddlers' "Tell the World We're Not In," and yeah, big thanks to whoever uploaded this file here. So this is a show host. Don't worry, this isn't one of the members of the Peddler. But yeah, I'm going to mute myself, and I'll just let this play, and then we'll call it a night. So thank you very much, everybody. Like I said, we got a Doctor Who live watch later this month. I'm getting some kaiju-related videos ready for next week. One's long form, that's long overdue, and the other ones are going to be some extra surprises. And like I said, me and Brayton might just do a stream, just the two of us next week, depending again on how many Westerns I watch from here until then. Wink, wink. That gives you an idea what the show's going to be about. But again, thank you for everything, and I present to you the Peddlers' "Tell the World We're Not In." So this is a fantastic song. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Peddlers.
To the world we're not in. Close the door on the world and its troubles. We don't need nobody else. When there's you and me, we've got all that we need. I don't want to hear the shallow words the world is saying. I don't want to play the complicated games they play. So I stay to join in when the people come knocking. Tell the world we're not in. the world we're not in. Why be part of life's jigsaw puzzle? As long as there's the two of us, we don't need no one to make the pieces fit. I don't wanna hear the shallow words the world is saying. I don't wanna play the complicated games they're playing. So I stay to join in. When Les Dawson comes knocking, tell the world we're not in. I don't wanna hear the shallow words the world is saying. I don't wanna play the complicated games they're playing. So I stay to join in. When the people come knocking, tell the world we're not in.